on Switch. Sorry, on Wii U. Bought all the DLC for it, and then I got a Switch and I bought it again, and I
You people hurt me. Okay, so...
Sorry, I'm not the one who's called my cat Fart Hammock I don't know.
Alright, next is Nick. I'm begging you not to hurt me here. Just make it painless.
I'll try and make it painless. Okay, so, where am I? My name is Hyarkin. I'm a sorcerer. My background was that I was a researcher. I overheard someone talking one day about the possibility of alternate universes, and I got obsessed with trying to find out whether they were real or not. Due to the fact that humans and other races found me untrustworthy and kept their distance, I've hid away for many years, studying to try and find out if multiple universes actually exist.
Okay. And you are a tiefling.
I'm a tiefling, yes. That's why people don't trust me very much.
I was about to
You're
ask,
like a demon
why
person.
Don't trust you. It doesn't make sense
Because I look like a demon and they think I'm going to try and kill them.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not. So I just hide away because no one is going to talk to me.
Because instead you're a big nerd.
I'm just a giant nerd that looks like an evil demon.
Who can cast fireballs.
Oh yeah, I can cast fireballs and I'm also resistant to fire.
There we go. Okay, and last and almost certainly not least is Alex.
So, my character's name is Yolya, to make things always awkward for my character's names. Who is
At least this one hasn't got an unpronounceable last name, it just doesn't have a last name.
Yes, my race of people, they don't seem to have last names because they are just one tribe. She is a ocelotl.
Sorry, can I interrupt
cat.
quickly?
Yeah, she's
Rob,
a cat.
Hello.
I don't know your surname.
Ah, dude. So that's the mystery about my character.
Unfortunately, that fits his character surprisingly well.
It really is.
Rob, you're the worst thing to have ever happened.
Brilliant.
I've actually met in the game. That's it.
Anyway, yeah. So I am a cat. I am not a small cat by any means. You'll soon realise that.
You're like pretty huge. You're like something like 9 feet tall or something.
No, I'm 6'3".
Okay, you're still pretty goddamn tall.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm as tall as what Rob is in real life. If anyone's ever met Rob.
I'm kind of tall.
Yeah.
Hi.
Rob is a lanky boy.
Hi, I'm Rob, and I'm kind of tall. There you
Anyway.
go. That sums me up.
My two experiences of Rob are one when he was pushing a big basket at where I used to work, and the other one is sitting around a fire in his garden.
Wait, what basket?
Yeah, I remember that.
What was the basket?
I don't know, not a big basket, but it was just a big bucket type thing. You're pushing it.
I have no recollection, I'm afraid. I've pushed many a basket. That one in particular is has skipped my mind.
She, at a younger age, she left the tribe that she lived in due to differences between herself and those within her tribe, due to a mentality of pure balance within the world. She saw civilization
as all things should be.
As all things should be, indeed. Due to these confrontations, she built up a rather poor anger management system. Very quickly grab you if you tried to upset her at any chance. So yeah, and let me put it this way: don't run away. You won't get away.
Yeah. She's a cat, so you know, she just likes to chase things and hunt things.
Yeah.
Just triggers that
Oh,
instinct.
yeah.
Along.
That's not going to go very well with Sarah's character, who's a bird.
Yeah, don't need it.
And has a pet cat.
Well,
That's
you've
pet
got a
cat.
pet
I've got a
panther,
pet
haven't you?
cat, and I don't know how that works, but yeah.
I was
So,
going to say, this is going to be interesting.
Have you watched Always Sunny in Philadelphia? Do you look like Dee when she's an emu?
Yeah.
Okay. Sarah, if you look at where all the character sheets are, there should be one for Taito as well.
I think there was just at the bottom. Taito, Beastmaster, Companion, Blue-Eyed Panther.
Yes. I also added in some stuff into your character sheet, and I added that character sheet for Taito as well, just that you'd be able to control Taito. But so,
Yeah,
I'm sorry. To actually get us properly started, now that everyone has introduced their characters, I'm just going to start with whoever captured my attention first, and that's going to be Hyakin.
Hey,
A few.
I didn't scare you off then.
So, Hyakin, you are absorbed with trying to find alternate worlds, alternate universes.
I sure am.
And from various stories of the gods, you are aware of their existence, and you know that as far as the D&D multiverse is consisted, the world that you live in, the normal world, is called the material plane, and that's actually split into lots and lots of parallel universes. Beyond that is the outer planes, and that's where things get crazy. That's where the gods live, that's where the dead go. It's all kinds of weird, and none of it plays by the rules of the normal world. And I think you probably find yourself tonight up in some wizard's tower in some arcane university within your home world, probably in the library, actually researching your hypotheses on possible alternate worlds. The place is probably like dimly lit by candlelight at best. It's a stormy night outside. You can hear the rain on the windows and the snoring of the librarian as everyone else has gone home for the night. And you're just poring over your notes, and it's at the same time both frustrating and enjoyable, as you know that you're so close to a breakthrough. You know you almost figured out how to travel between worlds, but you're just not quite there. There's just something that doesn't fit. The numbers never add up quite right. And it's here that within the darkened library lit by candlelight, everything almost seems to go completely pitch black. And you hear a voice say, "Fate touched." And you look up and you look around, and it's not that the whole world has gone completely black. It's that it's gone black and white, but the room is so dimly lit that you just can't really see anything into the distance. What would you like to do?
Fix my mic. Does this sound any better?
Yes, it does.
Oh,
Definitely
cool.
better.
So I think I'd like to get up and go and have a look out the window if there is one.
Okay, yeah. So you probably perched yourself on like a little table, like probably fairly close to the window in like a secluded sort of spot of the like library. You can have a look out the window and you can see where previously it was a thunderstorm outside. Now it's frozen. There's rain droplets just suspended in the air. Lightning is just still as though captured in a photograph. Time is not moving. And you hear the voice again, this time behind you. Fate touched.
So I'm frozen in fear, and I slowly turn around to see where the sound came from.
You don't see a person there. Instead, you see a small blue glowing light, just sort of dimly pulsating in the sort of gloom of this sepia tone world that you've suddenly found yourself in. And it says to you, Fate touched, Hiarkin. Our Lady has need of your services. Will you come with me? Who the fuck has wrote that on my screen?
I just saw it.
Matt, I swear to God.
Logan keeps molesting me, please help. Is this what I'm going to help?
Yes.
Whoever that is, they're shouting, Logan keeps molesting me.
Ew.
You turn around to see a demon who says Logan keeps molesting me.
Oh my god.
Anyway, sorry. Sorry.
Please help. Please.
Yeah, so this faintly glowing sort of orb of light, just sort of dimly illuminating the gloom around you, has said that Our Lady requests your aid. It's called you by name, and for some reason it keeps calling you Fate Touched.
Very strange. I'll move closer to the glowing orb and see if I can touch it or have a look inside it or anything.
Yeah, you approach it and you can move about absolutely fine, even though time seems to be frozen. And as you reach out to touch it, the glowing orb sort of like moves.
What was who? What was? It might have been me. I'm not sure what you're on about. In all fairness. It's not. It's not specifically. I don't know. Okay, well, call me whatever you like.
I don't care with a K.
It was a dyslexic character.
It's just for
So
now.
you're...
For now, you just know me as Fart Hammock IDK.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
DK.
You knew this would happen, Logan. You knew this would happen.
Unfortunately, this is my life.
Stay strong.
So yeah, this glowing light sort of dodges out of the way of your hand, and again it repeats what it said, except this time instead of just saying Our Lady, it says Our Lady Istus requests your presence. Will you come with me?
I ask it if I'll be able to get back to my own world if I do get. We wasn't expecting
It
that.
says you will have a choice to turn back.
Okay, I've got nothing to lose. I'm just
We will
hiding.
warn you before you reach the point of no return.
Okay, I've got nothing to lose, so I accept and I go with it. However that happens.
A tear seems to open in the air, and beyond it, you can see sort of just this infinite weave, this enormous tapestry through this tear. And stood in the distance is a feminine figure. You're too far away to really make out the details. It's a robed woman who appears to be holding something golden.
It's the Triforce.
Yeah, that's it.
Zelda?
Yeah.
You mean Counter-Strike?
Oh yeah, the Counter-Strike triangle.
It's the Counter-Strike triangle, yeah. It's the AWP, the golden AWP. So, do you step through this tear in reality?
I do, very cautiously. Just put my hand in first and see if anything happens.
You put your hand through and nothing seems to happen. You feel a strange sensation, sort of, where your hand isn't connected to your body anymore. But you can still, see and move your hand as normal.
Okay, I step back and then I run and jump.
Okay. That seems to be as good a place as any to cut that and move on to the next character. And
Oh, wicked.
I think the next person I want to go with is you, Rob.
Oh no,
For
that's not what I
Fart Hammock IDK.
Oh,
This is going to be fun.
bloody hell. Right, I think I've done everything I need to for stream to work quite nicely. So,
Oh, cool.
right, so I'm gonna hit go on that if you're all fine with that. If not, you can say piss off, Rob. And I'll be like, okay, sure.
Piss off, Rob.
Okay, sure. Never mind. Okay,
No, this is useful for me because it means I can go back and see what happened in
I
previous
shall do it
sessions.
then. I managed to get recording for the last 19 minutes. It was just after I presented my character, which was quite sad. Never mind.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Oh well. I'll hit go on there. I don't even know if it will work. Oh, look at that! It might work.
I
Right.
swear there's a way to,
Complain.
go straight from Discord to your stream.
What? I don't know. I need to also find out audio volume. So if you could ears in at some point, Logan, that'd be kind of cool, kind of great. Cheers.
Wait, what? You want me to do? Mic check?
Well, if you can, yeah.
Testing, 1,
Yeah.
2, testing. This is how loud Logan speaks. Roger, Roger, I'm a droid. Let's try spinning. That's a good trick.
So this is completely different to how I'd usually do it. So we'll just see if I might be too quiet. I reckon I am.
Here we go. Now you're streaming.
So anyway.
There we go. Hey, so yeah, we are gonna go into
my
your character next.
character of choice.
And
here he is.
it's just something.
Look at him. Look at him. He's as tall as me.
Important for me to do.
Oh wait, you can't. Oh, piss.
Please don't
Bollock.
tell me I'm still banned from your chat, Rob. This is killing.
How are you?
God damn
Oh,
it!
I'm not even logged into. Oh, I should probably.
After all this,
Chrome properties.
fine. Follow. Bam. Perfect. Okay.
Oh dear. Okay.
So, Rob, you probably find yourself on the streets of a busy city, and you have disguised yourself as a human nobleman, walking down the streets when you're basically making yourself out to be bait, so that some hustler is going to walk up to you, is going to try and cheat you out of your money, and then you're going to call them out to the guards and hand them over, see if you can get a bounty out of it, or some sort of reward out of doing so. Does that sound like a hustle you would for?
So I'm gonna.
You
Sorry,
said-
I got a little bit distracted by
Okay.
Oh, that's my desktop. That's cool.
Rob's left roll 20. Rip.
But oh dear.
Oh dear.
I tell you, we will.
No, everything's okay.
We'll
Stop
give
panicking.
this-
It's okay. Okay, let's just go. It's fine. So yes. Oh my bloody hell! I just dropped my chair.
You're not off to a good start.
Oh, great. Good thing you couldn't see my face when I dropped by half a foot. Yes, something about guards. Yes.
So, you have disguised yourself as a human noble.
Yes.
Probably, you're opulently dressed, strutting your stuff around the streets in kind of a more seedy district of generic fantasy city number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Where you have made your residence. And so what sort of hustle are you running? Is it, the thing that I came up with is you're walking around and you basically are making yourself out to be bait for other con men to come after you, and then you're going to, make a fool of them, prove them to be con men, and then hand them over to the guards or whatever.
Yeah, pretty much. So I'm just gonna, with me being appearing as kind of a nobleman sort of geezer, I'm gonna
a nobleman sort of geezer.
Exactly.
A name tag on saying, "Hello, my name is nobleman sort of geezer."
Nobleman sort of geezer IDK.
IDK, okay.
Yeah, that's me. So I'm gonna.
Is that like your calling card? It's all of your personalities have IDK as their last name.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm in like the CD parts of town, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna go into. Is there a tavern nearby?
Absolutely, there is a tavern. You actually, as you walk up to the door, you hear the sound of a window smashing as someone is just sent flying out of the window.
Fantastic. I'm going to kick dust at him.
Use some PC terms like got yeeted out of the window.
Okay. Someone has just been yeeted out of the window.
Past tense, it's yoked.
Yoten.
I'm going to kick a small bit of dust at him, and walk inside.
He just seems to be so utterly drunk that he's completely passed out upon landing on the ground, and he doesn't even notice. You wander in and you look so tremendously comically out of place among this crowd.
Exactly what I was going for.
The whole room just goes dead silent as you walk in. And you see this enormous bald man as a scar across his eye walk up to you. He stands up from his chair, surround at a table, with other equally large men. Stands up, walks over to you at the door, blocks you from going in. He goes, "We don't take kindly to York folk coming in here, noble."
Right. So, you know how we were talking? I was talking about before being able to kind of look into people's kind of business sort of thing when we were creating the character.
You're gonna have to jog my memory.
So it's like kind of presenting a something that they would be embarrassed about, or a kind of a personal trait that they don't like about themselves, and kind of posing it to them.
Is that one of your spells? You don't have any spells. You're a rogue.
I think we were talking about it, perhaps. I can't remember. But it's just a more embarrassment to kind of shut them up. I remember mentioning that.
Is that part of your backstory, maybe?
Possibly, yeah. I don't think it will really.
Come from a noble family, can't resist swimming people, keep multiple holy symbols.
Well,
what would you like to try and do? Rob?
Nonetheless, I'm going to say to him, does it matter? I can eat wherever I like, drink wherever I like. What's your problem?
And he looks at you and says, "My problem is rich folk like you thinking they can come into our taverns, show us all up, call us lazy." And he's just sort of looking down on you, and you can feel the spittle coming from his mouth as he's sort of ranting at you a little bit. And he seems to be 3/4 cut by now.
Can I get you some glog? Perhaps
some glog,
some salted nuts. That's a nice throwback. Salted nuts, grilled pork.
He looks at you and his eyes are just sort of a little bit crossed, like he didn't actually hear what you just said. "Oh, you better not be talking back to me, you little noble." And he raises his hand to swing for you when all of a sudden the world goes grey, like black and white. And you hear Fart Hammock IDK. What sort of fucking name is that?
Just think nobleman when you hear that name.
Well, I come from a long line of hammocks.
I know what you are. Our Lady Istus requires your presence.
Oh.
There's something you must help with.
She requires the power of your whiff.
Also, please come up with another name. This is killing the DM.
DM, I had suspicions of being controlled.
That's in character for you.
That is in character for me, funnily enough. As meta as it sounds, that's my character.
It's fine because you're the only one here, so
yeah. Oh yeah, true.
You can't prove this
to
anyone. No one will ever believe you.
What do you want
In fact,
of me?
she says that. She says, "No one will ever believe you, Fart Hammock IDK."
So it's true. What do you want of me, woman?
Our Lady Istus requires your assistance. You are fate touched.
As in, controlled by more powerful beings that you so.
Our Lady will be able
fate
to explain further.
All right, let's meet this woman.
Okay, just like that. Okay, so the same rift opens up, and beyond it, you can see this infinite, beautifully articulate tapestry, and it stretches on for as far as the eye can see, and it's like you're looking into a world that isn't round, because you can just see forever, and the further into the distance you see, the more information you take in, the more it makes your head hurt just trying to comprehend the sheer scale of this tapestry that's been woven.
Did she make this?
This is the Weave of Fate. Please step through.
Tapestry? Yeah, I'll have to get my knife out. Just give me a sec. So I take my. I'm pretty sure I have.
The glowing light doesn't make any effort to stop you.
You're fine with this, right? As I raise my. Shit, do I have something? Oh, I'm trying to.
Please step through the portal.
Oh, portal is it? Oh, go on then. Yeah, this thing here. If you insist.
You step through, knife in hand. And at that point, I think we'll move on to the next person for the sake of my sanity.
Thank God. I think I was getting insane as well.
And since you were the first person to speak up, Alex, you're up next.
Hey.
So you are sat down, probably at a campfire. You're roasting fresh kill on the campfire using like a little Monster Hunter style barbecue spit. The music is playing. You hear "so tasty." I mean, fate touch.
Fuck's sake.
And the world goes grey.
So tasty. That fucking killed me, you prick. So anyway, say that again. So I hear what?
So tasty. I mean, fate touched.
I instantly perk up, obviously, to hear that, and I'm like,
Do your cat ears stand up?
my cat ears do stand up.
Do you have human ears and cat ears, or just cat ears?
Just cat ears. Let's just do the whole thing.
Like, are you like just a full-on anthropomorphic cat, or
Yeah,
are
let's
you
just go-
like
let's
an
just go with
anime
that.
cat girl? Okay,
Let's go with that. We're not doing the animation.
this is important to the context of the story. The whole world
so
revolves
people can
around
draw
this.
porn on my character. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Fucking furries. Anyway, so I perk up and shoot up to my from in a sitting position to a more prone, pounce-like state.
And you see the same thing. The whole forest around you, which was previously like this verdant green rainforest sort of biome that you were in, is now entirely grayscale. It's like the shadows seem to stretch on far more than they previously did. The sunlight doesn't seem to penetrate the canopy. All of the color seems to have just been washed out of the entire world around you, and you don't hear any sounds of nature. No birds singing, no rustling of insects and wildlife in the underground. And you see this small floating, not even really an orb, it's more just a speck of light which is pulsing this muted blue color. And it says to you again, "Fate touched. Our Lady requests your presence."
I look at the light and begin by questioning, "What lady? What are you?"
"I am a servant of Istus. Lady Istus requires your presence." And if you'd like to make a religion check, you can see if you do know anything about Istus.
Yes. 1 second, let me go to my finger.
I feel like this is as good a time as any to... You know nothing.
I know nothing.
You've lived
basically
hunting in
Johnson.
the forest. You're uneducated on matters of religion.
All I care about is balance. So, I come out of my pounce-like state and question and say, if she cares so much for me, why can't she come herself?
Our Lady cannot leave her realm at the minute. That's why she's had to seek out people such as yourself, fate touched.
Realm? Fate touched? What are you on about? All I know of this is this jungle, my camp.
Our Lady will be able to explain further. Will you come?
Knowing that
you will be able to return. Should you so wish.
I look at it and go, fine. I care to know more about this.
And once again, the rift opens in front of you, and you see sort of quite weedy, nerdy-looking demon man casually strolling around, sniffing this enormous weed behind you, and you see him walking through an identical portal, a knife-wielding noble with an evil glint in his eye.
I just look at this,
chasing me around in circles.
I just see this and go, the fuck am I looking at?
Please step through the portal.
I just look at it and say, well, guess I've got no choice. And as I walk through, what the fuck are those two people?
We're having the time of our lives.
Sounds it.
I like knives.
Alright.
As much as you like trains.
So, Nick or Sarah, which one of you guys want to go next?
Sarah's turn now.
I haven't been.
She hasn't been introduced yet.
Oh, well, yeah.
Well, she hasn't seen it yet.
Yeah, I haven't entered the pool. Am I supposed to?
Maybe.
So we'll do you next then.
Hold
Sarah.
it off as long as possible. It's funny.
Just refuse. Fly away.
Yeah, fly away.
Sarah, I'd say that probably because of your young age, but the fact that you're still quite a high level, you're probably considered to be like this exceptional talent within your flock. Like, you're probably sort of very famous. almost. Not many people are born with abilities like what you have been born with, and people probably quite often come and like bother you about whatever they have, whatever problems they have. They think you might be able to solve. Maybe a beast is disturbing around the village. Someone doesn't know how to cook the most delicious omelette, and you're just sort of expected to deal with these things.
Give me the ladle.
Despite the fact that you're 2 years old, because people just seem to have these unreasonable expectations of you. And where we're actually going to begin this scene is probably you have flown away from your village for the afternoon, and you sought companionship with Taito, your panther, who, and you're probably resting in some, quiet clearing away from all the people constantly trying to get your attention, constantly trying to bother you about this, that, and the other that you actually just don't know anything about because you're 2 years old. And yeah, so it's a moment, it's a rare moment of serenity for you.
You 2 years old?
2 years old.
Legally, under the laws of the United Kingdom, I must advise you that I am.
Please don't add this to your character.
Here's a family. Here's a family guy.
You're in fact, you're like lawful neutral. There is absolutely no way you can add that to your character.
What happens if it was in the law of my kingdom?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but you're 2 years old in bird years. Is that different to human years, though?
It was
Like, do they grow up faster?
It was 2 years.
They do, but she's probably the equivalent of about 14.
Yeah, 14, 15.
Sweating intensifies.
So close.
Like, she has not reached adulthood.
Wait, aren't we in Germany? It's legal.
That's Japan you're thinking of.
Oh,
No,
bloody
it's
hell.
legal in Germany. 14.
Oh, yeah, he's just Googling it.
Don't need to. I already know.
Oh,
That
Yeah,
sounds
sounds
so
like
bad.
you
that sounds
Alex, I'm
awful.
worried. Okay,
No, that's
so
good.
this is probably like quite a quiet and rare moment of serenity where you're able to sort of relax and be yourself, and Taito is probably napping in the sun. Nothing seems... There aren't any like particularly big scary monsters that you need to watch out for this close to the village, so you're just able to relax and enjoy the sounds of nature.
Play my accordion.
That's it. You go
Nice bit.
full on Rito. And then the sounds of nature stop, and you open your eyes and you look up, and the sky, which was previously, blazing sunshine, completely cloudless and blue, is grey. And you look around, and the leaves that were, previously falling from the trees have stopped. The birds that were flying in the sky, the people of your tribe even, that were flying overhead, have stopped in the air. And you hear the same voice that all the others have heard, as this small blue light seems to pop into existence in front of you. And it says, "Fate touched Resulium. Our Lady Istus requires your help."
Okay. I first panic.
If you'd like to see if you know anything about Istus, I would say make a religion check. If you'd like, I can tell you how to do that.
Yeah, sure.
So if you open up your character sheet,
Yeah.
and you go to the skills tab,
Yeah.
Roll20 is really good because it does all the maths for you. basically.
Okay.
You're currently on show all, unless I'm looking at the wrong character sheet.
Skills, character.
No, she's on skills.
Ah, okay. For some reason that hasn't updated for me.
Oh, is that because I'm on my iPad?
Possibly. Okay, so you see where it says there's like a huge list of all of the skills you have, yeah?
Yeah.
One of them is religion, and there
Yeah.
should be a little icon next to it.
The dice, you mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly that. So if you click that, it should roll you a religion check. There we go, 19. So, okay, against all odds, despite your young age, actually you have heard of this one.
Rogan is just sitting there now going,
This is...
story.
You're like... To be honest, you're a little bit irritated with the name, because it's a name that keeps coming up to you as like, you know, a lot of villagers who have issues with their life claim to be cursed by Lady Istis, and you know that she is the goddess of fate and destiny. And so people who are currently experiencing misfortune will often blame it on her. And, like, I'd say you have, you know, bird features, so probably your irritation doesn't register quite the same way on your face that it would on a human.
It turns up.
Just like your eyes probably narrow.
You get more fluffier.
Yeah.
And the orb repeats itself and says, Fate-touched Rezulian, Our Lady Istis requires your assistance.
What does she want from me?
She will be able to explain further.
And can Taito jump and eat the orb? Or try to?
You look over at Taito, and Taito instinctively seems to know. You seem to have this magical connection between the two of you that you're able to instruct Taito what you want, and Taito looks up at the orb and it sort of crouches down low and creeps up towards the orb in that way that cats do, like perfectly within sight of everything, but for some reason they think they're invisible because they're crouching and moving slowly, and then it pounces at the orb and the orb floats about a foot up into the air, and Taito flies underneath it and looks around, and it kind of flicks its tail a little bit in, you know, irritation.
Poor Taito. Well, he tried.
He tried.
What does Lady Istis have to offer for my assistance?
Our Lady will be happy to reward you for your assistance. Will you please come through the portal and hear her out? And the same tear opens up in front of you. Sort of between you and Taito, to which Taito panics because it suddenly can't see you and runs around the other side of the portal to find you.
As long as Taito can come with me, that's fine.
Your companion's presence would be appreciated.
Excellent.
Please, step through the portal. Lady Istis is waiting.
Okay, I'll jump on Taito's back and then he leaps into the portal.
Okay.
Just make sure he's with me.
Yep. No hesitation. Cool. Oh, you are too. This does fit. So Matt, that leaves you as the last one. Sir Jeremiah of Elstwood.
Peter, it's me. Your response.
Sir Jeremiah.
Yes.
So, you are a crusader of the Elkswood Knights, and you have been sent to reclaim a city which was overrun by a horde of orcs.
Horde of orcs.
And to be honest, things have been going pretty badly. You have managed to reclaim various key territories within the city, and I don't know. Is Jeremiah sort of like in a commanding role? Because he's quite like an, you know,
A mix.
he's got
yeah.
like a long career within the military. Is he like a general, or is he out in the field, or what is he?
Out in the field, yeah. He'd be a captain. You could just say in a captain type position.
Okay, so he's like leading men then.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'd say that probably your the men that you're commanding, your squad or whatever it is, captain, have been sent to reclaim like an old guards tower just outside of the city, which gives a good vantage and would allow people to see orc ambushes. However, on the way there, you were ambushed yourself, and although thanks to your own cunning and experience you were able to pull back into an area where you were fortify, during your retreat you probably lost about half of your troop before you were able to deal with this. And at the minute, I'd say all of you are holed up at the top of this guard tower, having just dealt with the battle, and you are surrounded by your wounded men who are looking to you for guidance. Probably a younger man who, I'd say he's probably someone who joined the Templar Order and been working in your service, like as a squire, or something like that. Someone that you've been grooming to fill your shoes after you retire, but not in the creepy way, please, Matt.
Yeah. I'm a serious RPer, Logan. Respect
Okay.
me and my art.
He comes up to you and he says, "Sir Jeremiah, I've just had some of the other officers go and search through the other buildings for medical supplies. We've been able to locate some bandages and basic antiseptics, but I'm afraid if we don't find some more effective supplies or make a retreat back to the main encampment, unfortunately we may yet lose more men. What are your orders, sir?"
Expand the search. Half of you
Right.
expand the search. The rest of you look after the wounded and keep guard on the defensive.
Right
Can't
away,
move
sir.
Yet, and can you, my dear weird son child, the protege, go to the city and look for help. Tell them of our situation and get here immediately.
Right away, sir. I shall take our fastest horse. And you see other men.
No, don't take that one. That one's mine.
I shall take our second fastest. And he immediately dashes out of the room and begins running down the tower towards where you've hitched up all the horses. And you see other men within your troop, the survivors, sort of groan and get to their feet. Half of them go and begin attending to the wounded, using what supplies have already been found to bandage wounds and disinfect, while the other half begin to search deeper into the tower to find more. Oh, I suddenly heard an echo of myself.
Yeah.
And I think as soon as your men will have their orders, they all freeze, and for a moment you're confused, and then you think maybe some sort of spell has been cast on you, but you're able to think and move as normal, but the whole world has gone grey. And behind you, you hear, "Fate touched Jeremiah."
Who's that? Speak up.
"I am a servant of Lady Istus."
I've not heard of this woman.
You have kind of a religious background. You're a paladin, aren't
you? Yeah.
I say you might have heard the name Istus before. You might not know exactly what it is, but the name rings a bell.
That's not a story the Knights Templar would tell you.
Okay. It's not a story. Please stop that. Have you heard the story of Darth Istus the Wise?
God damn it.
Okay. And the voice says, Lady Istus requires your assistance.
For what does she need my assistance for?
You are fate-touched, Sir Jeremiah.
And
She
my men
requires
are
your
dying.
assistance.
And my men are dying.
And for a moment, colour returns to the world, and then it almost immediately turns back to its grayscale, and the light is glowing far brighter than before, and a different voice, far more powerful, speaks through and says, Sir Jeremiah, you have already saved these men's lives. In about 30 seconds, some of your men will find medical and stitches which will be able to treat severe wounds. In about 2 hours, your squire will return with medics from the main force who will be able to fully treat your wounds. This battle is already won. And then the light dims, and the previous, much more faint voice returns and says, Sir Jeremiah, your assistance is required.
If you can guarantee my men escape from this land, I will go with.
The Lady of Fate is not a deceiver.
I shall go. Have my squire replace me and take all roles in combat. Men, stand together and stand ready. For the kingdom, for the king.
Voice says, your final message shall be conveyed to them. And the same tear opens up in front of you. And through it, at this point, you see chaos. There's a cat person, there's a bird person riding a cat, there's a knife-wielding noble, demon around.
For the kingdom of God. No, yeah, I take out my broadsword and I slowly, cautiously walk towards them.
Okay, and you step through the portal, and at this point there is no one left to jump to, so you step through the portal and you step onto this fine tapestry that seems to extend forever. And in the distance is patiently waiting for you guys to seize your shenanigans. A woman wearing pale robes, holding something glowing golden. And you see in front of you a knife-wielding noble chasing around a tiefling sage nerd. And I think at this point, all of you, in the scene, what would you like to do?
Stop your shenanigans, fools, and I'm going to slam my into the floor.
Slam your what into the floor?
My broadsword.
Here's Wiener.
My monster dong.
Bang them dong.
My neck and dong. Yeah, I'm going to slam my greatsword into the ground to try and pierce these the ears of the fellow players.
As someone with much louder hearing, I instantly go, ah, you cunt!
So, the thing is, though, the ground underneath you is this enormous tapestry, but your sword doesn't even seem to, damage it even slightly. You have no idea what it's made of. It looks to be just, wool or thread of some sort, but it, makes a sound as though your sword smacked off steel. And I'd say that's probably enough to get everyone's attention.
With the pain of the impact.
Yeah. And all of you look over to see this imposing, quite regal figure. Blonde hair, blue eyes, wielding a great sword, wearing plate mail
Starts
armor,
sweating.
demanding your attention.
Who's that geezer?
Right. Now you've quietened from your silly activities. Who are you and what are you doing here?
I believe the same question can be asked of yourself.
Do not ask the questions, boy, for I am asking the question to you. You fool!
Oi, question asker, what's this place
What?
here? Where are we?
What is your name, weird man?
Oh, it's a long story.
No, seriously.
In the
I require
distance,
your
you
name.
see this pale-robed woman facepalm.
My name is Fart Hammock IDK.
And she facepalms again.
And you are?
You are the name of a god.
I
I
instantly
bow down in sheer awe at the absolute size of the unit in front of me.
I'm also face palming at this point.
No,
Cursing in Ocelotti as much as possible. I'm hoping to anyone that these idiots would stop being idiots.
Oi, leave my name
Yeah,
out
the
of
cat
it.
is sort of meowing a lot. It's a bit weird.
I suppose.
Taito seems to be a little bit irritated by it. Like, Taito doesn't really understand the words, but it gets the gist of these are swear words.
At this point, I'm already getting angry, and I just shout as loud as possible, "Where the fuck are we? And what is this? Who the hell are you?" Pointing towards the woman at this point.
I just
What
follow
do you
the
want with
light.
us?
And the woman seems to get tired of waiting for you to come over to her and begins to walk towards you.
Oh, watch out.
Like,
watch out.
you
Watch
get a little eye roll. She doesn't seem to rush at all, though. But for some reason, even though she seems to be walking quite slowly, her feet carry her to within speaking distance almost instantly.
Right, stand to attention, fellas.
As you all form up rank and file.
I try and run and hide, but there's nowhere to hide.
It's a wide open space.
Running around and cowering.
Yeah, you just seem to be in this vast expanse of just like a white void and a tapestry and one another. And the woman greets all of you, and she says, "Welcome, my beloved fate-touched. I have called you all here because I have need of your aid." And Risulian, that's a little bit weird to you, because every time you've heard of Istus, and you're the only one who's actually heard of Istus,
Yeah.
people always seem to complain about how they're like cursed by Istus, and how their life is so unfair, and how fate is such a harsh and, unkind mistress, and all that sort of stuff. So it's very strange to suddenly have this. She looks sort of in her late 40s, woman, with very like
Ancient compared to me.
yeah, like in human years late. Very sort of like plain features though, like almost nondescript, looking down at you with sort of like a maternal sort of smile, and she looks upon all of you, which just doesn't seem to fit the characterization that you have heard of Istus.
So I just basically shouted, hold on, what do you even want with us? You're the bad guy, right?
My god, this thing speaks.
All we hear is.
I must kill it for its furriness.
It must be an ally of the orc.
What, are you taking a drink?
Spitting water out of a drink.
Was it? Or was it the hammock farting?
Rob, I blame all of this on you.
Why? You were the one who made it canon.
Yeah.
You're the one who instantly said that. For the
I was like, oh, it'll do. I don't know, something. And then you're like,
Fart
that's it.
IDK.
I'm smarter than I look, Mr. Fart.
No, his name is Mr. IDK.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's a name badge and everything.
I'll
that
let
says
you guys
IDK.
decide. I'll let you guys speculate how my name is structured. I'm not going to
Just
reveal
give me the
anything.
balance.
Is by any chance the IDK your like what you got? You know, like it's like people say
It's
name.
like a doctorate in farting.
It's a similar doctorate in your life.
I'll let you speculate. Yeah.
Don't we all have our own language? How do we understand each other?
Oh yeah.
So all of you speak Common and various other languages.
Ah,
So Common is fantasy English,
yes.
and I'm going to assume, unless you specify you're speaking in a different language, that you're just speaking in Common.
Okay, I can insult them in my own language.
Absolutely, none
why-
of them can speak Oran or Aarakocra. So
Yes.
I can speak Orin.
I
Can
would go
you?
with
Yeah.
then.
Check
okay.
Why do you think I always try and make sure I have some kind of different language and I want to speak? I like to insult my people that I'm playing with.
I know all
I'm very
insults.
well read, so I've read up about this language, so I can understand it.
Okay, yeah, you are a big nerd.
I am a huge nerd.
No!
Standard
Nerds.
Yeah, so
I'm surrounded by idiots.
Ista seems to be a little bit offended by the fact that she was called a straight up villain. But
Well, that's all I know.
she
Okay.
looks down on you and she sort of tries to give her best understanding look and says, I'm aware that some people may be upset by the way their lives have turned out. Fate is not always kind, and unfortunately, the world is the way it is for a reason. But I have called all of you here because I'm in desperate need of your help. All of you are what are called fate-touched. They are people who were born with a great destiny. Or, more accurately, people who are born to always be favoured by destiny. Not just one particular destiny, but no matter what you do, you always, in some way, be important.
Are we Destiny's children?
Please,
am I
God, end my
No.
suffering.
No!
Can I be Destiny's child?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
This weird creature.
For a second, I'm going to kill Beyonce. Excuse me. Rob, roll
Istus
for
kind of
initiative.
looks at you with very kind of this like warm maternal gaze. It turns to ice instantly.
She doesn't find the humour in us.
Does she?
One sec. Can we all roll initiative on Rob, please? I wish.
Please, can we? Genuinely.
Don't do this to me. We literally haven't started the campaign yet. Don't do this to me. We've just done character introductions.
D&D, people!
We're over an hour in, guys.
Carry on.
Okay. And she looks down on all of you and says, I can promise you that once you have assisted me, it will be well within my power to reward you handsomely for your deeds. However, until then, my power is somewhat limited, which is why I've called all of you here. You see, it's embarrassing to admit, but I made an error. You see, being the goddess of fate leaves you separated from the world. You aren't allowed to favor others. You aren't allowed to speak with others. and I foolishly made a friend. A small imp from a city that is connected to every city. It's called Sigil. And he, like me, had a love of stories. Heroes and daring do. And so we would often speak and look upon my great tapestry. And she motions to the tapestry, which stretches out into, endlessly in every direction. And looking at it, you could see beautiful pictures of heroes wearing armor, fighting against, indescribable monsters and dragons.
But surely everyone knows not to get involved with imps.
Well, I mean, I did say I made a mistake.
Can I just turn around and say, what's an imp?
It gets very lonely sometimes.
That's exactly the thing. Imps are powerless and small and unimportant, and I am a god. To be a god is to be conceited. And in my...
Wait, did you lust after an imp?
No, we were friends.
Can I make a perception check on that, please?
You'd make an insight check.
Insight, 1 second. Insight. There we go.
Yeah, you can't tell whether she's like irritated because she's like upset at the insinuation, or because maybe it hit a nerve. Like maybe that was true. You just can't tell.
I'm just like, whoa. True. I don't say it, but I go wide-eyed. Tail is swishing at the foot. This goddess lost it over him.
Into the fanfiction archives.
Yeah, he gets out his notebook and starts writing.
I love how it took you guys approximately 10 minutes to start taking the piss out of the goddess of fate.
just a heads up, my character.
Well, just the controller of destiny. Probably like the most powerful of all. I was just like, yeah, whatever. She banged at him.
I mean, the mother of destiny.
Can I just point out, it's not bad to have sex with something like that. I mean, don't.
That never happened.
Feel better
Please
about
stop saying that.
Trying to make her feel better about sleeping with an imp.
Please, you'll make me feel better if you just stop talking about this subject. She's like blushing bright red.
Oh, she totally has.
She's got nothing to hide.
Anyway, this imp.
Can I use my superior senses to try and see if she's getting a bit more lustful at the moment?
She seems to be a little bit like annoyed at you. Like sensing an elevated heart rate.
Oh, and this is what I get.
It's like I reach out across the left of my powers. This is what happens.
And she picks us all out and finds another group.
The end.
I wouldn't blame her, to be honest.
Unfortunately, this imp, in its infatuation with stories,
It was infatuated.
Please, for the love of me, please.
I'm sorry, Logan. It was too
Saw
easy.
fit to steal some of my divinity, and
Logan, it's too easy. Oh, your
Use
divinity.
your words
eh?
very carefully.
Oh my god.
and created a dungeon to be challenged by adventurers within its own demi-plane. Unfortunately, with my own powers now reduced, I am unable to simply go there and reclaim my powers from it. So I have had to seek out help from yourselves. Those who are favored by destiny share a connection to me, and so I was still able to reach out to you, bring you to my own realm. I need you to venture into this imp's dungeon and to reclaim, well, not even that. Do not, under any circumstances, attempt to fight this creature. I'm literally begging you. A goddess is begging you, don't do this.
Okay, fight the
It
creature. Got
has
it.
the powers of a god. However, it also has a love of her tale. If you were able to complete its trials and clear its dungeons, my hope is that it would be willing to come quietly.
And why can't you do this?
Because it stole all of my power.
She hasn't got any power.
Sorry, who's going to come quietly?
Managed to get
Oh, yeah, she
I
used her
think
powers.
it's just well at this rate, to be honest.
I used the last of my power to reach out across worlds to you, the fate touch to me, and I was hoping you would be able to help this, because honestly, if I went to the other gods and told them about this, I don't think even with an everlasting lifespan I would be able to live it down.
I mean, if you're gonna bang more, what happens?
Oh dear.
I did not bang an imp, please.
Hey, I mean, Zeus banged a
bird, a cat woman,
Be quiet, all. Let us speak.
clean up a messy breakup.
This was not a breakup. Straight up robbed me.
Can I slam my greatsword onto the floor so we can get the plot going? Lol, goddess bang imp.
Istus looks so grateful to you. Jeremiah just looks at you like you're his favourite.
Get anime sparkles all around her. Like,
In fact,
can I
sparkles
instantly
appear around Jeremiah, and now you have.
can I all just instantly turn and say she's got the hots for the paladin?
Well, I'm gonna make you feel bad. I'm actually widowed, so.
Yeah, he's already devoted to a different god.
Yeah, exactly. So, thank you.
well, this goddess seems pretty easy anyway.
Yeah. He has a girl in every dimension.
Yeah.
I wonder if she's bi.
Oh my!
Think she's into cats?
So, how long was this introduction supposed to take, Logan?
5 minutes.
It wasn't supposed to be this long.
Sorry, what about being this long? Couldn't resist. Carry on.
Let us carry on, actually.
Yeah.
It's enough fun games now until the actual game.
So, if all of you are, willing to agree to help me, then I will be able to transport you to the demi-plane that he has created, right outside of his dungeon, and while you're in there, I will not be able to help you. I can tell you now, ahead of time, that the dungeon consists of main chambers, and each one you will be presented with a unique challenge. If you're able to overcome these challenges, then hopefully he will be satisfied and will agree to come with you, and I will be able to lock him away for all of eternity in some sort of divine torture chamber where he will never be able to steal again.
Yummy.
And for what of my men? I have men back in my whatever place this is. I have men back where I need them. What will
I have
happen
men
to
back
them
in my...
Back in my day, I tell you, we didn't have goddesses banging imps and stuff.
We just had a lot of men.
You weird
What, did you
millennial
just bang your men
goddesses.
I think we learned not to dump the goddess because she'll torture you in it.
Back in my day, you could become a knight and then buy a console within a week. You guys have it so easy.
And
So what's the
Istus
week?
looks down at you, Jeremiah, and says, as I told you before you came through the portal, Jeremiah, you've already seen to the immediate danger that threatened your companions. In the near future, your men will be reassigned to the command of a different captain, and they will be used as the rear guard to defend supply lines into the city. They will mostly lead uneventful affairs, and I can say with confidence that almost all of them will survive to the end of the campaign.
And what for these other travelers? What is their reward?
What I promised you is not a reward that's already fated. Regardless of whether or not you agree to me, you have already saved these men's lives.
No, I'm going back.
Okay, that's not what I was hoping you would say.
Only joking. Yes. Yes, I guess. You weird imp fucker.
I bet she's regretting having the
The
heart.
last time I did not fucking him.
For God's sake! I mean, for Pete's sake!
Was he a eunuch imp?
I'll be honest, I never checked.
Oh, wait, so how did you have sex then?
There was some light hand stuff, that was it. I mean, what? I did not fucking him.
I instantly just scream, I knew it!
Well, I think it's fair to say that we won't be able to turn back at this moment because you obviously haven't got the power to send us back. So whether we have to go with...
That is unfortunately true. Once my powers are returned, I will be able to return you to your own worlds, should you choose.
So
yeah,
we're
my
stuck
people
here.
are useless without me.
So we're stuck here then.
Yes,
Awkward.
basically.
Well,
Unless you just don't come back for the next session, then then I guess that means you've gone home.
Yeah.
No, then you are just stuck in the void forever.
You never actually came through the portal.
Chill
Yeah.
out with the imp shagging goddess.
Yeah.
with a fancy floor
Well,
sheet.
Oh my god!
I've got worth going back to anyway, so I'm happy staying.
Then it speaks.
Well, I was in the
this
middle
is
of being punched
basically
in the
what
face.
you've always wanted.
Yeah, this was my dream to find an alternate, so I'm happy. It just happened without me actually having to do anything, so I'm kind of annoyed about spending 30 years researching them.
Well, Hyakin, while I am able to bring people from across the multiverse, I will not be able to grant you the ability to travel freely. That is not impossible for you to discover yourself. However, I'd be happy to grant you the opportunity to go in.
That sounds excellent, and I will continue researching. I'll make it one day.
Onwards to the challenge.
Excellent.
Onwards to the dungeon!
Thank me. She claps her hands together, and the whole world immediately grows
Just
bright white, and you are teleported the hell out of her place.
Woohoo!
And in the distance you hear, send the other imp.
At this point, knowing that she can't actually do this, I go, so I wonder how many times they did it.
And you instantly take 1 point of psychic damage.
I don't believe in fate. I take fate into my own hands. No damage to me.
So,
Laughs in
once
orc.
you come back to your sense, like as soon as the fact that your eyes were just dazzled by this bright light, you find yourself in sort of this endless, foggy wasteland around you in all directions, but one stretches just impenetrable fog and dead, burnt trees scattered occasionally across this wasteland. However, just ahead of you is this enormous stone skull, and from its eyes pour streams of lava, blocking you from getting around behind it, and its mouth hangs open, inviting you in.
She didn't tell us about this.
Can I look at the dead withering trees and weep? or the fact that nature is being harmed for this?
I mean, yes, you can look around and weep, and these trees seem very dead. And...
Roll for perception.
No, you don't really know anything about demiplanes, so you just assume that, yeah, these trees must have been killed.
Was it fire? Or they just dead?
My heart sings in pain.
Were they burned down?
For the death of nature, man.
Yeah.
What about me? I think I have the perception, right?
So say that again, Sarah.
I think I have the perception.
I have the perception. Can I survey the area?
Yep. There isn't really anything else to see. Your vision is severely limited by this extremely heavy fog.
Damn.
Even if you were to fly up into the air, you wouldn't really be able to get a better vantage. It just seems to be in all directions. What limited distance you can see, nothing but fog and dead trees, and then this enormous stone skull.
Do I have some sort? Oh, skull. Okay, all right, never mind.
So what were you going to say?
No, I was going to because I wasn't sure if there was like anything specific to go for, so I was going to say, do I have a compass? And I was going to go randomly north.
Okay.
But no, it's fine. We'll go
Towards the giant skull.
Enormous stone skull with eyes flowing lava.
Oh,
Yeah.
brilliant! Oh, it's like off of the movies.
It's It's super like stereotypical. Like it was straight up created with the intention of looking very. Here's an obvious ominous dungeon for adventurers.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I just, at this point, move towards the dungeon, knowing that there really isn't anywhere else to go.
I'm going to re-wield my knife.
Dear. I'm terrified of the skull, so I run off in the opposite direction into the.
Okay.
Can I just point out
Hide
that
behind
this
a tree.
also seems...
Hang on 1 second. Hang on. Hiarkin, you run off into the fog.
I do, and I hide behind a tree.
You immediately find yourself lost in the fog, and
Oh,
you
no.
can't see anything in any direction. You continue to run forwards and find yourself back exactly where you began, surrounded by your companions.
I look at everyone else as I start... I look over before I start walking and say, well, that doesn't seem like they're going to get anywhere fast.
Is the skull really far away then?
It's probably just like a 2-minute walk or something. You're like pretty much right in front of it.
I just begin walking towards it.
Right.
Yeah.
Nowhere else to go, really.
I join Alex and just start walking towards it.
Wait, is it a big skull or?
It's a cave, you idiot.
Oh, it's cave. Right, sorry.
It's a skull cave.
So I was thinking like it's a small skull, a human skull, 2 minutes away from us. Surely that's like okay. Let's go. Let's go to this
Yeah, we
cave.
see it in the distance.
From all this fog.
No?
All right, let's go. Let's go, fellas.
Yeah, okay, I follow everyone.
Okay, so everyone walks into the mouth of the skull. As you walk into the skull, you see it's only a short passage that seems to immediately begin sloping downwards as you descend into the dungeon. In fact, I'll move you to
Ooh.
the dungeon map.
Oh. Oh.
Okay, so you
We're at the
step
entrance,
into...
right?
Yes.
Okay.
Riddle me this, Batman.
Just here we go. This box is you,
Nice.
and oh my god, here we go. So you step into the entrance. You find yourself in a large marble room. It seems almost featureless except for the glass ceiling above you, through which channels of lava seem to flow overhead. Certain it can't possibly be glass because the lava would have melted through, but that seems to provide lighting for this almost empty room. Across the room from you is an archway with which just seems empty and it doesn't lead to anything. There isn't anything inside of it. And here on the eastern corner of it is a treasure chest. What would you like to do?
Roll for
Mine-
perception.
I was going to say, I roll perception on that treasure chest, please.
Okay. I'll guess. What is that? Like are you trying to check for traps?
Check it's not a goddamn mimic for a start.
Okay. That's more of an investigation than perception.
Okay, Nick, I'll do an
Oh.
investigation.
Okay.
Or investigation.
18.
You're certain that it's not a mimic. What you do discover is while the chest is unlocked, there is a little wire leading from it to a dart trap just out of sight.
Right. I've got the ability to disarm shit, don't I? Or
Yes, you do,
wicked.
as a rogue.
Fantastic.
So, for you as a rogue, it would be a check using your
Yep.
thieves' tool, which is a sleight of hand
Right. Sleight of hand check. Skills. Sleight of
to
hand.
try and disarm the trap.
11.
You hear a click, and then a dart shoots out and hits you in the hand that's holding your thieves' tool. And your vision begins to sway.
Quick,
and
try
you
again.
collapse onto the ground.
Can I
Begin frothing at the mouth.
Shit.
I'm just like, for Christ's sake.
However, the chest is no longer trapped.
Brilliant. Saved you
Does
guys.
Can anyone do healing here? Or can help him with his poison problem?
I have a healing potion.
So has my health gone down? By
Oh, right.
X
Okay,
amount.
so first of all, Matt can cure poisons, but second of all,
Matt's
something
muted.
I forgot to mention to all of you are going to have 2 healing potions to add into your inventory and 1 greater healing potion, which I forgot to give you earlier. And I will show the details to all of you now. Healing potion, greater healing potion.
I already looked
There we
at
go.
them.
Please add those to your inventory.
Right.
2 healing potions, 1 greater healing potion.
Not 0.2 healing potions.
Sorry, I'm back.
Oh, hey, Matt. Where did you go? Matt, please add to your inventory 2 healing potions and 2 greater healing potions.
I ain't doing shit for you.
Well, okay, I guess you don't get any healing potions. Also, Rob is poisoned and passed out on the floor, triggered a dart
Okay,
trap.
what
while trying
happened
to-
when I left for like 2 seconds?
Oh, a lot of things.
Failed to disarm a trap.
Took some wild drugs, man.
Yeah, he's now on the floor.
Rob,
Mal.
can I do a strength check and wield my great sword and just try and plunge for Rob's face?
Oh no.
What?
You
He's
will
dead
kill
meat.
him.
He's gone.
You,
You can heal his. You can
heal me. I'm not. What HP am I on? Have we decided how
You
much I've
haven't
lost?
taken any damage, you're just poisoned.
Oh, okay. And unconscious. Gotcha.
No. I am a medical expert.
Oh.
You far gone.
If you, before you even have a chance to he's poisoned. You're a paladin, right?
Yeah, you're
Uh,
like the medieval version where you drill holes in their heads in hopes to heal a headache.
You must sound like it at this rate.
Orca Barker, smash rock on head. Yeah. Logan, gonna be honest. I'm looking at my spell book, right?
Yep. And you don't see cure poison.
And I don't have any cantrips, and I only have like
Yeah.
3
Paladins
level
don't
ones.
get cantrips. Remember, you are kind of like an actual fighter, so you don't get as many. What
Oh,
you do have is you have an ability called Lay on Hands.
Oh, I've literally just found it. Yeah, I need to look at class, not spellbook.
Well, you need
That's
to look at both, but
Come on, Rob. Then lay on hands.
so that will be 5 hit points from your Lay on.
There you go. I've used it apparently.
Cool. So, Rob, you are cured of your poison. Your vision, like before, you were tripping on acid. You know, there was colours
Brilliant.
everywhere. Now your vision begins to return, and you look back into the grizzled face of this old soldier. He looks down and just disdain, disappointment.
I'm gonna wake up and just go like, Mortimer! Oh, what happened here? Oh, what's going on? Where am I? Kind of rushing backwards frantically into the wall behind me.
I just look up and say, you failed to disarm the trap.
Oh shit!
Poisoned yourself because you're an idiot.
Oh well, it's disarmed now, isn't it?
It is.
Well,
So,
good.
Yeah.
Well, I've done you a favour.
What's in the box?
I open
Doing
the
good,
chest
right with it?
and I am next to it as well.
Okay, so this chest is probably like the dimensions, like 3 foot by a foot deep or something. It's like a pretty big chest, but in it rests 3 gemstones. It's almost completely empty. I
Shout
will
dibs on the
tell
red
you-
one.
Okay. Well, there is a red one. I will tell you gemstones
Brilliant.
are in 2 seconds. There is a ruby, a red ruby, a green emerald, and a blue sapphire.
I'll go with the blue one.
Hold up. There's no glove, is there?
There is no blood.
Glove.
Glove,
There's no
gauntlet,
glove.
is it?
There's no
There's no
gauntlet
gauntlet.
either. Of infinity power, no?
No, there is
Useless. Useless.
Infinity
Unfortunately,
Stones,
might be in the
brilliant.
next one.
this, as all things should be.
How
Why
many
is
of us
it
are there, by the way?
There's 5 of you.
5 of us.
Do
and
these, do
Bye
these,
bye, Rob. Balanced as all things must be.
Brilliant.
Thank you for quoting me there.
Oh.
Do these like gemstones have any kind of like? Do they seem to have any kind of aura to them, or are they just gemstones?
Make an Arcana check.
I'm gonna take a soft bite of one.
It's a 9.
Soft bite. God damn it. I'm not using my
Shiny.
hand twice.
Can I investigate them?
Can I investigate it with my teeth?
With my beak?
Yeah, just peck at it.
Well,
You
not
can
as-
make. I mean, you can make whatever sort of checks you can be invested. Whatever you think tell you about these gemstones.
do an investigation, I suppose.
Okay, make an investigation check then.
Okay. Do I roll? Hey!
Yeah, it's done it.
Whoa!
23. Jesus.
23.
I'm a genius!
So, while you don't know the exact nature of what the purpose of these gemstones are, you do see slight scuff though they've been slotted into something.
Oh, must be a key.
They've been slotted into things before. So
Alex,
The butt gem.
I'm begging you, man, don't do this to me.
but everything must be a pure balance.
Please don't slot it in your mouth or anywhere else.
Or any other hole.
Orifice.
Please don't go back to the imp fucking.
So it's the
But any
chest.
hole's a goal if you ask.
Can I get back to the chest? Is there anything else in the chest, or is it just those gems?
The chest is completely empty.
Okay, cool.
I reckon
Okay,
I'm
so-
the responsible one to hold all these gems.
Well, obviously, Rob is not that. So sorry, Rob.
Oh,
At this point, I don't know who to trust.
leave Fart alone.
So I'll leave him to me.
What a snob.
All three of them,
Okay.
and hope to God there isn't a glove, no, and these aren't any kind of powerful stones or anything of that nature.
The room that we're in, is there any dark corners?
It's just, in fact, the room is extremely well lit.
Very well lit by the lava.
flowing
Okay.
overhead.
Just making sure.
The only other thing in this room is this empty
Reflection.
archway.
Rob, stop trying to go for a
And-
fag break mid dungeon.
Above the archway, you see a yellow citrine gem above the archway, and a slot on either side of the archway that seems to be empty.
Huh.
I think you should go.
There's
Yeah. Go on.
I was just gonna say, it's like, how tall, how high up is this archway? Am I able to climb it to get up to it?
I'd say you're it's sort of about 8 feet tall, so like you could walk through it easily. if it wasn't for the fact that, there's nothing on the other side of it. Just
Get on my back, I can fly.
But you could climb up on top of it to get at this yellow gem.
So yeah, I climb up there and see if I can pull out the gem to see what happens.
Sure. Make either an athletics or acrobatics check to try and get up on top of it to, climb.
Right, I gotta go to the toilet.
13.
Okay. I'd say that's probably enough to scramble up on top of it, and you're now perched atop this archway. This yellow citrine gem is next to you. If you'd like to make a strength check to try it out.
A strength check, yep. So, I got +3.
Sounds about right.
Christ.
Natural one.
Nice.
Oh, my
You
fucking
are
God.
like, I got this, and you slot one of your claws into, around this gem, and the claw snaps, and you take 1 damage.
Idiot. Let me give it a try.
Can I
So-
just go? Can I just yell in anger and then try again?
Not making
I'm
a-
just gonna take it. I'm just gonna sit back and take a knee. By the way, I'm just gonna watch the idiots unfold.
Can I try and climb up from the other side?
Yep. Either athletics or acrobatics to try and climb up.
I'll do. Ooh, that one. Acrobatics. 10.
You just sort of scrabble at the side, but you're wearing kind of a nobleman's attire. It's not really very it's not good for climbing in, so you just sort of sit down, you can't get up.
Dude, I have wings. Let me do it. I can fly.
Wait, no, I can fly. I
It's
just
like-
realised. Wait, can I?
I just turn around.
Can you?
Oh, well, I don't know. I thought you said I could hover or
Can
something.
we let
I
Hammock
think
Man
you can.
stretch him out and we'll bounce on him like one?
I don't
We
think you have
stretch
any
him to
magic
enough
roll.
tension.
Can I just point out that I'm already up there? Just because I failed my first attempt doesn't mean I can't do it again.
Sheer determination.
Sure.
I
Okay,
want to point out that for once you guys are acting expected you to act, and I'm actually slightly more disappointed.
What?
What's going on? I've just been peeing in the corner of the room.
Yeah.
Hello,
Basically, nothing has happened. Rob and Alex have unsuccessfully tried to take
Right.
this yellow
Right, let me
gem.
get on your shoulders. I'll sort it. We'll sort it.
I'm already up there,
Oh,
you
you're up
idiot.
What?
I didn't fail my acrobatics check. I failed my strength check. to
What's
pull
wrong?
out
They
this
can't pull
goddamn
gem.
thing.
You can't pull a
So-
gem.
I'm gonna.
To explain the situation to you, in front of you is an empty archway that leads to a plain stone wall. On either side of the archway is an empty slot, and at the top of the archway is a yellow citrine gem.
What shape are the holes?
Try putting the gems you got out of the treasure chest in.
Yeah, we know that, but I want to try and take the yellow one out to see what happens.
And have you tried to do
Have
that?
you not? Have you not been curious? Come on,
Have you not been on?
curiosity is killing me. That's why I want to take it out.
I get it.
Thank you.
Has anyone tried taking the yellow gem out?
That's what I'm trying to do, but failed. And I want to
Did
do
you
it
help me
again.
with that?
No one is.
Wait,
I'd
I
like to
got a
make
crossbow.
another
Let me help you
strength
with
check.
that.
Yes.
I got a crossbow. Let me help you with that.
An 11 this time.
Okay.
You don't break another claw. You also do not get this gem out.
Can I crossbow
Um,
it?
Let's see. Is there anything
I
It seems to be really jammed in there.
Can I try it anyway?
Really
Short,
doesn't want to
short
come
of
out.
losing a.
I
bolt.
hop down in a bit of disappointment and slight anger.
Say loser.
Unfortunately, you're not touring
Watch
anymore.
how it's done.
With
It's
short
not.
of a natural 20, you're probably not going to get this gem out.
Oh really? Okay.
to try and dislodge it?
Why?
I at this point I just say fine. Doesn't want to get removed. Put in one of the gems.
Which ones?
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Can I roll a dice? Best of 3.
So there is
Oh.
a red one, a green one, and a blue.
Green and blue.
Yeah, what makes yellow?
Yeah. What? What makes...
What makes green?
Yeah. Wait, do I have to investigate?
Well, which ones? Which gems? I don't know. You said you were going to put gems into the slots. Which ones are you putting in?
Let's put the ruby in.
Okay.
Which one's that?
Put the red one in one of them. What are you putting in the other one?
If I must. Okay, then. Here we go. Place
What
it
was the
in.
other two colours again?
And stand well back very quickly.
What other colours say? Green and...
Blue. Red, green, blue.
And the other one, and the one at the top was citrine, yeah?
Yeah.
Yellow, right?
Yellow.
So have I put mine in?
I also slot in the blue one.
So you've put in red and blue.
Yeah.
The gem at the top flashes pink, and then the red and the blue gems both shoot out of their slots straight towards you, and you are going to take.
I did.
3 damage.
I did
One
say
sec,
I
hold
run
on,
back
Just
in
smacks you straight in the
anticipation.
face.
Hold up.
Logan.
Hold up 1 second, though, Logan.
Logan, I did say I shift out of the way.
Is this considered a missile?
Yes.
It is it now?
Here we go.
Because I can deflect missiles, can't I?
Oh bloody hell!
Yeah, so if you, I think you will just automatically do this because it's below your level anyway. So your hand just like reaches up like a cat instantly, and you catch these 2 gems out of the air in one hand.
Like a boss.
Brilliant.
Is the yellow gem still
The
pink?
yellow one returns to its original yellow color. It
Okay,
flashed pink for a moment.
Red and green.
So,
Wait, what
I'm
did we
like,
just put in?
I'm just like, so...
Why didn't you look?
Yeah, did you say red and green, Rob?
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's try red and green this time.
Okay, so you put in. Who's putting in the gems?
I'm gonna put my red one in again. If I can I have
You're
it
going
back?
to do it this time.
Yeah.
The guy who will probably take the 3 damage if it's wrong.
Well, yeah, do you want to do both? I can give it all to you if you like.
I mean, I am the guy who won't take the damage.
Well, I did try and step out the way frantically, but in anticipation. But I'll let you. All right, if you must, then go
unless
on.
someone else wants to put them in without having.
Go on then, if you
reactions.
must.
Oh, if no one's put one in yet, can I do an insight check to see if I can tell which ones fit?
All of the gems are the same shape. They all seem like fit. Insight is like to read body language and to tell what people are thinking.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to do the red one anyway and wait for one of you guys to... I'm going to spit on it first, give it a good old rub, and then pop it in.
It fits in, just like it did before.
Stand well back.
Again, I walk up and slot in at the green this time.
Okay. And you hear this brief bing, and the yellow gem just falls out. And both the green and the red gem fall out, and the stone wall behind this arch opens up, revealing a passage behind you.
That's a bit weird.
So you now have a yellow, a red ruby, a green emerald, and a blue sapphire, each worth 50 gold pieces.
Woo!
Can I keep the red one?
No.
Oh.
If you add it to your inventory.
Doing it. Red gem.
I want blue.
Okay.
Yay!
Remember to write down that it's worth 50 gold as well, because I won't remember.
Yeah.
I run forward
GP.
and grab the green one.
Okay. Add all of these to your inventory, please.
Which one do I have left then?
Gem.
The yellow one?
Yeah, you can have. I don't give a fuck.
Cool.
At this point,
So, Matt, you have the yellow citrine gem. It's 50.
Do we add the 50 gold to the coin carried?
No, you would have to like
Switch it.
trade this gem in exchange for
Fine.
so it's opened up the passage, yeah?
Yep.
I'm like, well, that was easy enough to get that citrine out, and then
I
carry
only
on
took you
walking.
like 20 minutes and getting shot with poison. To be fair, you got it
I
on your
didn't get
second
shot.
attempt. I'm fine with this.
What can we see through the door?
It just seems to be a long, dark passage which leads deeper underground.
There's no light in there, is there? Or is...
It's dimly lit by like sconces.
Wait, have I got the ability to see dark?
You do not. You
Damn it.
only have human eyesight.
Oh shit!
I
Both
do
you and
so-
Jeremiah do not have dark vision.
Would I otherwise? Could I otherwise?
When you take on a different form, you don't gain its abilities. You still
Damn
only
it.
have your own. So if you turned into Resilient, you wouldn't be able to fly. You would just look like a...
Damn it. Right. Okay.
So I'll just carry on walking as I can clearly see in front of me. But before I begin, I would like to make a check for traps.
Okay, make probably a perception or investigation, whichever is higher for you. I'd assume it's perception for you.
Yeah, just. Oh wow, you can tell my rolls are bad to this time around. Fuck me.
You're just like so excited that you forget to let the rogue go first and you just waltz on through. And lucky for you, there don't seem to be any traps in this passageway. You just skip on through, your tail is swaying, you're whistling a jaunty tune. In fact, no one's even sure your eyes are even open.
Yeah, that's just rude.
Watch where you going. Watch where. Oh bloody! He's gone. Right, guys, you better follow. Here we go.
Okay, go after him. We
I'm
can't
sorry,
even-
did you just assume my gender?
Them.
That's right, it's a she, not a he.
Fuck.
Yeah, none of you. I never told you my gender.
It's a trap.
You told
It's
me.
a trap.
Rob, I'm a 6'3", 214 fucking
That's not
ocelot.
Oh.
Do you really want to try that?
Cats can be
Does my-
males
does
too.
My panther Fido have
This
not-
cat can also punch you pretty hard.
Tyler is honestly a little bit weirded out by this two-legged cat. Okay, so you
Right.
guys all proceed.
So I'm gonna follow
the
second behind
passageway.
him.
The passageway is not trapped,
Good.
and you quickly find yourselves. Well, quickly, it's probably about 10 minutes of walking. Find yourselves in the next room, this enormous cube room. In the center of it is a pedestal with a crystal ball on top of it, and below it is a stone bowl. On the western side of the room is what appears to be another one of these archways, and at this point you hear a voice which seems to come from everywhere at once. And I want you to imagine the sweatiest this comic book nerd you possibly can. Imagine the voice for him. And he goes, "Congratulations on making it through my initial challenge, adventurer. My name is the Dungeon Master, and this is my Tomb of Adventure."
I instantly bought it and say, "Hey, did you fuck the bait goddess?"
It's literally confirming all my
Wait, I
conspiracies.
could have
It's
done that?
brilliant.
Say that
I mean,
again.
this. Wait, I could have done that. I mean, this
That is an option.
adventurers.
Yeah, you did. It's pretty
You
easy.
have made it into the second challenge, titled "Riddle Me." You will be presented with 4 riddles, and if you were able to successfully find the answers to all of these, you will be able to enter the next chamber of my Tomb of Adventure.
Can I whip out my crossbow and try and shoot him?
He's not
You-
there.
The voice seems to be coming from all, but it really makes you want to shoot. It's
gonna
like
say- I
the
was gonna
most hateable voice. Imagine the
Is it-
most
is it-
punchable
Just imagine Logan's voice.
face and the voice
I was gonna
that
say,
would come.
is it literally like if you say something and it's slightly not technically corrected that you would actually turn around and say,
Actually.
Yeah.
Exactly that. Just the most
Perfect.
punchable person in the world.
Oh,
This
I love
is their voice.
I already love it. I already love the fact that I might get to punch this thing.
Okay. He says to you, if you are unable to find the answer to the riddle, then by sacrificing blood into the bowl beneath the crystal ball, you will be able to skip to the next riddle.
What is it?
I turned to look at Rob's character. Right, well, I can't be asked with the riddle. Cut yourself open, mate.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
I come over with my.
I got my
with my-
knife prepared anyway, so here we go.
I'm like, come on, let's do this. Cool into my eye. I'm just like, I want to punch this guy, and you're the only thing I can do.
Anyone
to get
wanna-
me closer to it?
Anyone want to share blood?
No.
No,
Okay.
I'm joking, obviously. Let's attempt.
Okay.
Can I roll an investigation on the orb crystal? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it is.
Can I do it on the
So
stone
if
one?
you- Yeah, make an investigation check.
Okay.
Can I do it on the stone one?
18.
18. Another good.
18. Cool.
And 10.
So, wow,
On
what
this-
is your investigation score?
Oh, just wait for next time. Next game, you're gonna
Wow,
absolutely
+5, that's not
tank
bad.
your rolls. It's the
You've
curve.
just rolled pretty goddamn well every single thing. Cool.
I was gonna say in the old game it wasn't for me, but it is at the moment.
So, yeah, if you walk up to this orb and you investigate it, you can sort of sense a magical presence to it, as though this orb is enchanted. And you think that if you were to answer a riddle incorrectly, this orb will punish you in some way.
So how do we find out what the riddle is?
And once you say that,
We have
the
to
voice
find
pipes up again. My first.
You must
just
be
like-
in this room.
Yeah.
I'm literally like, Jesus Christ, I leave this to you. I'm going to stand by the door until it opens. This-
Listen well. 3 men stand before you: an honest knight, a lying scoundrel, and a joker who can either lie or tell the truth. How many of them can say, I am the scoundrel?
Do we get a chance to mutter between ourselves?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
If you place your hand on the orb and say what you think the answer is, I will count that.
Okay, cool. So it's not like if anyone goes, oh, it might be this.
Yeah.
I don't want. Okay.
You won't immediately-
It's not going to go,
I'm
yes,
not
it's.
that much of a-
That's your answer then.
Do we get a chance to hear it again?
I will repeat it whenever you want.
Yeah,
So,
please.
there are 3 men before you.
Thank you for not doing the voice
Well,
again.
no, I need the RP.
Please,
No!
please do the voice.
God damn it, no!
A lying scoundrel and a joker who can either lie or tell the truth. How many of them can say, I am the scoundrel?
I will go up and I'll say 1.
I think 2.
I think
It's
too.
1.
Do you? Are you going to put your hand on the orb and say it?
Who's brave enough to go up there?
Or can
Okay,
I
I'll
stand
go-
well back? I
Yeah.
want to go stand in the corridor.
Yeah, I am.
You're going to do it, Matt? Okay.
Yeah.
You put your hand on the orb and you say 1, and you hear,
You said 1.
congratulations, nerd. Paid attention in school. My second riddle is going to follow immediately. There are 3 doors ahead of you, and behind one is a mountain of gold. Behind the other 2 is instant death. Each is labeled with a hint. The treasure... hang on. Each is labeled with a hint. The treasure door is lying, and the other 2 are telling the truth. Door number 1 says the treasure is behind door number 2. Door number 2 says the treasure is behind door number 3. And door number 3 says the treasure is not
Can you paste that in Discord?
Yeah.
here. I will do.
That's a lot to take in.
Wait, how do you see the chat on New Discord? It really confuses me.
Yeah,
Wait, there's a chat
3
on
doors.
Roll20, isn't there?
There is, but it's very small.
One has
Oh, no, that's alright.
It doesn't matter.
I'm just really dumb, turns out.
and is a liar. 2.
Watch, there's a lot of liars in this. I'm not liking this. It's not very friendly.
3 doors. 1 has treasure, and is a liar. The other 2 tell the truth.
Do you not have this
Door
like
one.
that you can copy paste somewhere, Luke?
I wrote it down in an actual book.
Yeah,
Oh,
who
right,
uses
okay.
paper
All
and
my
pens
D&D
anymore?
notes are handwritten.
I was gonna say, Rob, you
Okay.
can't. Same.
You mean you can't copy and paste off paper?
Get the paper update.
Yeah.
Paper 2.0.
Paper 2.0. Actually, with
Something
Google
fucking
Glass, I
got
think not Google
into
Glass,
fucking-
Google Assistant. I think you can just like read text off a page and
I have seen an actual bit of technology, a USB pen thing. Like what it is, it's a reader that you put on paper, and and you scroll it across, and it will paste the thing onto into a Word document.
It's something this imp guy would definitely have and would tell everyone about how good it is, and that if you're not using it, you're clearly behind the times.
He literally would, though. I hate him.
I don't blame you. I already hate him.
I am him.
Why
and I
do-
hate-
Why do you
He's
think?
like-
Why do you think I'm stood next to the door just rubbing?
Why
my
do you
tongue
think
on-
he's the villain of this?
I like the idea that he's like, Logan, my father, why do you hate me?
Actually? Doesn't it you?
Actually, I am the dungeon master.
Is this your self-insert, Logan?
This
Yeah,
is
it
my
totally is
self-insert.
self-insert.
This horrible, hateable imp is in fact my self-insert.
Oh God, he just wants us to punch him next time we see him.
Yeah, why do
Solved my
you think
imp.
the first time I see him, I'm going to punch? Just I don't care.
On the thing.
Here's the thing,
Oh.
Matt. I literally did this to make fun of self-insert characters. So
I
yes,
love it.
it is
Hell
my
yeah.
self-insert.
Treasures behind 2.
Behind door number 2.
Just behind door
Treasures
three.
behind door 3. 3 treasures not by me.
Yeah.
Two told the truth.
1 is a liar. The other 2 tell the truth.
So number
Yeah. So
I-
not 3.
and
It's
3.
door 3. It's door 3.
Are you gonna go up to the
Right.
stone and say that?
He says
Just
what
wait,
the
no,
treasure
no,
door
wait.
is a liar, so it can't be number 3 because
Treasure.
it's not
Yeah.
behind me. But the other 2 don't say it's behind
But-
that door, and they tell the truth.
Hmm.
So you
Wait,
kind
can
of
door 3
I
is
told the
it
truth.
contrary
the-
to the truth, or is it can do both?
I think it's door... Is it door 1?
So-
I think it might be door 1 because...
So the
Behind
treasure
door
door
two.
lies, and the other 2 both be saying the truth.
Okay.
Also, I would like to point out that when I first wrote these down, I didn't write the answers. So I had to go back and refigure them out myself so I know for a fact they're possible.
I was
Okay.
going to say, are you
You don't
sure?
mind because you know what they are.
Because I had to work it out myself.
Yeah.
Door.
Door number 1.
I think it's door number 1, yeah.
Right. Well, if we
Wait,
work
no.
out in reverse
No,
order
no, no,
then.
No, it isn't door number 1.
Work from door 3 down to door 1.
Yeah.
So yeah, read it in reverse order. So door 3, the treasure is not behind me. Door 2, I don't think it's going to help at all. Door 2,
Yeah.
the treasure is behind door 3. Door 1, the treasure is behind door 2.
I think it's door 2. I think it's door 2.
Maybe door
But
1's
what-
telling the truth, yeah.
What if the answer is in the riddle? So, like, 3 doors. 1 has treasure. So door 1 could have treasure. And is a
And-
liar. And it's
yeah.
also lying in the riddle.
I think door 2 is... I think it's door 2.
Mm.
1 has treasure
Because...
and is a liar.
And
Yeah.
he's lying in the
I
riddle.
I agree.
has
Door
treasure.
1. I think it's door 1.
I think door
Do-
1.
Are you reading it like that? 1 has the treasure and is a liar.
Because it's
Door
written
one's
that way.
saying in door 2.
And then number 3
So he's lying about
is
it being behind
also
door 2.
saying it's...
Yeah, I reckon it's 1 because it's written that way. So door 1's. I'm going to put my hand. Anyone want to intercede?
I'll
Are
join.
you going
I'll
to go
join.
in?
Alright.
I-
We going with
No,
this?
I'm not going to join. I think it's 2.
I don't really know, and so I'm not going to take the risk.
Right.
Okay, so
You'll stand
Fart
by the-
Hammock IDK and Razulia both place their hands over the orb, and you say door 1.
Yeah.
You say, well, you hear a sound, and it goes like this.
Shit.
Wah, wah.
Why would you do that?
Oh,
And Ordinarily, it would take 10 hit points from whoever has their hand over the thing. Because you both do, I'm going to take 5 HP from both of you.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, well,
So please reduce your health by 5.
Can I go up and then say, I believe it's door 2?
Congratulations, paladin nerd.
Right, so how did you get to that answer?
Clearly, you're the brains of the group.
Well, think about it. 3 doors, 1 treasure, 1's a liar. 3 says is behind door 3, and 3 says it's not behind me. So either one of them have to be it. And 1 says the treasure is behind door 2. So door 2.
yeah, that's what I thought at
Yeah,
first, but then I
makes
thought
sense.
maybe it was a riddle with the answer in.
Or maybe it's just because I'm retarded. I don't know.
No, Matt, you're absolutely right. There is a contradiction in them, and only one of them could be telling the truth.
Hell yes. Right, I
Or
speak the
one.
truth, mortals. Do not question me in any future intelligence checks.
So here's the thing. I was really puzzle. So I'm really glad you're actually.
Is Logan lagging for anyone else, or is it just me?
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's not too bad.
What did you
it's only
say?
very enough.
I was just saying, like, I was really worried.
Where did it go again?
What's out right at the point you need to hear?
It's
There you
always,
go, Logan.
always.
Puzzle.
Why did we hear that
That's all
last
I was
time?
saying.
something
Okay.
puzzles.
That's
what I got.
literally, it's just me being an idiot. Okay, I'm just saying, like, I was really worried I'm not bothering to do puzzles. So, I'm really glad you guys are actually, giving this in.
I'm not gonna lie. I nearly was gonna say, yeah, no, let's not, and then just just grab someone and grab one of the weak characters and just say, come on, let's cut you
Just
open here.
start cutting.
Exactly.
Oh.
There's 2 answers.
It doesn't have 2
It
answers.
does.
How?
The answer is in the riddle as well.
No, that's only if you read into the question too much.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
Isn't that why I asked for it written down, just in case?
No, we asked. Well.
The
Just
only
imagine,
correct
Yeah,
answer
it's-
is door number 2.
To imagine they're meant to be done in the spoken word.
See, since it's written down like that, seeing the number 1 instead of the word 1 after the word doors does lead you to believe that. It's...
Sorry, I was trying to specify door 1 and 3 doors, and 1 is a liar. But I was trying to say, like, door 1, door 2, door 3, if I was referring to doors, but
Okay.
that's my bad. I should have.
You should have said, like,
Whatever.
a door has...
Tres doors.
Ding.
One of-
Door uno
One of
says.
the doors have treasure, and the other 2 were telling the truth.
See, our answer
Oh.
ever.
You're too clever.
Damn it, I
Okay.
enjoy it.
So yeah,
It's like the
Fart
music.
Hammock IDK and Rasulia lose 5 HP.
Yep.
Which I need you to mark down on your character sheets.
Done.
You've done that.
And,
And have you? It hasn't updated for me again.
Might be because it's on the iPad.
oh,
As
no,
mine.
It possibly. I'll just trust you as long as it says the right number on
Done
your
it
sheet.
now.
I'm happy.
Yeah, it says 38 out of a max of 4.
Okay, that's fine then. So you again hear the voice goes, "Congratulations, paladin nerd. Clearly the rest of your team is dragging you down.
I resent that statement.
Silence. Foul
Shut up,
cretin.
bird brain. No one even likes you."
Oh, no one likes you, man in the sky.
Can I just point out, it's
Sky man.
it's like,
Mysterious voice.
I'm still just like rubbing my temples more harder and harder as I get more and more annoyed at this voice.
Any second now, you're going to multi-class into barbarian.
I will, and I'll break down that goddamn wall if taking a slight bit of damage in myself.
By rage.
If we annoy him, will he?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm gonna say next. So, like, I'm gonna say, "Hey guys, be careful," because if my suspicions are correct with us being controlled by a more powerful being, then we should be careful with what we say to this dubious sounding dungeon
you
master,
think
as
of
he
it.
calls himself. I'm really gonna have to play
Hammock
this.
IDK, you've heard of Dungeon Master before. Wait a
I've
minute.
read about it.
Oh.
And I've had.
They call you crazy.
Can I just be like, please can we carry up? This is driving me more and more insane.
Excellent idea, furaffinity.com. Riddle number 3.
Wait, what did he just call me?
There are 2 villages. A good village of truth and a bad village of liars. You come to a crossroads between the villages, and there is a villager waiting in place of a sign. You may ask only one question to determine how to get to the good village. What will you ask?
Which is the direction of the good village?
Put your hand over and say,
Yeah.
womp womp, and you lose 10 HP.
Well, I was thinking, if you ask that and he answers, then you just go to the one good village. Isn't the good village?
Yeah, but what about if he comes from
Yeah.
a village of lies and then he's telling you the wrong?
I was gonna
Yeah,
say-
so if he's telling the truth, and he will point to the good village.
Oh, God damn it. I forgot
And if
that
he's a
bit.
liar, he will point to the liar's village.
Yep, wouldn't help.
God damn.
So you lose 10 HP.
DM's corrupt. He's ruining the game.
Come back
Yeah,
You
first.
should have,
right.
you
I
should have
deserve
partnered
that
up with
being
someone
idiot.
when you were touching
I
that
do
weird
not speak
stone.
the truth, my dear follower.
Man in the sky, can you repeat the riddle now the bird has returned?
Okay. There are 2 villages, a good village of truth and a bad village of liars. You come to a crossroads between the villages, and there is a villager waiting in place of a sign. You may ask one question to determine how to get to the good village. What do you ask?
They've already asked which way is. I didn't wait.
What was the answer? What did he get back from the?
He didn't say anything. He just hurt him. Minus 10 HP. Didn't say anything.
Ask him to get to the good.
Trying to think, Christ.
Hmm.
So wait,
He can possibly be. We just don't know where he's come.
I'm glad you guys haven't heard this riddle before, because it's either going to be one that you've heard before and, well, I know the answer. Or
I've
it's
heard
going to be the one you actually think
I've
of.
heard it before, but in a different way. Like, there's 2 doors, the one person tells the truth and one's the lie. It's basically. Yeah,
It's
I
the
never
exact
found
same
out
thing. It's the
answer.
liar's fallacy.
It was actually Carl Pilkington, so of course you never find the answer.
You say he's by a sign. What does the sign say?
No, he's in place of a sign. There
Oh,
isn't
it's fine. Okay.
instead.
And did we know that he was a liar?
No.
You don't know whether he is a truth teller or a liar. You have one question to determine how to get to the good village.
Can you kind of re-explain the whole good village thing?
Okay, yeah. So there are 2 villages.
Uh-huh.
One is full of people who tell the truth, the good village. The other is full of people who lie, the bad villager. You want to get to the good village. And there is a person who can give you directions, but you can only ask him one question, and you don't know which village he's from.
Is this like the Netflix show The Good Place?
Almost certainly. It's a very famous. I have completely plagiarized it. Completely shameless.
Hey, what if you just asked which way's the bad village?
Because he could lie.
That's what I did. And
So,
If he lies, he'd be pointed towards the good village.
yeah, I did that.
Mhm.
But that's the problem is he might be telling the truth.
yeah, that's basically what he asked already.
I took
Remember,
the
you
10.
can skip a question by sacrificing blood into the bowl.
How much
What about
blood
lose
is
10?
required?
You will lose 10 HP just as if you had
Already know if he
answered incorrectly.
What if we all put in a very small amount,
Yeah, you can share it between you.
so we all share the damage?
Yep.
I want to do that if the man in the sky can tell us the answer.
I will tell you the answer if you're big of an idiot to figure it out.
The sooner we get to
No,
this
God
guy,
damn
the
it.
better for
No,
me.
this is a pride thing now. No.
I knew that'd get you.
Wait, what?
Any
Oh,
ideas?
thank you, Matt.
What?
Take another guess, idiot paladin.
I'm trying to think. God damn it. So can this liar only lie, or can he tell the truth? Oh no.
The liar can only lie, and the truth teller can only tell the truth.
Where he was from.
Hmm.
No. If you ask him anything, true or false, then you won't get anywhere.
Right, blood in, fellas.
Yeah, shall we?
No, he called us an idiot. God damn it.
Since there's 5 of you, it would be 2 HP each to skip the question.
Making Matt lose 12.
I'm up for taking the hit. If anyone else is,
You didn't take a hit before.
I didn't take a hit before, so I can.
Yeah, you're not the only one who hasn't took a hit yet, so I don't really care.
So
Oh, if you two want to go 50-50 then, that sounds good.
yeah, why not us two who haven't been hurt? Yeah, we should for the team.
Is that what you're gonna do?
You up for that?
I grab Rob and say, yes, for the team.
For
Right,
the team.
right, Noble.
Wait, who's Rob?
And you slit his
I-
wrist
I
and you
pull
bleed
out-
him dry. And
I was gonna say,
Oh my God.
I pull
Yeah,
out my
someone
sword.
give me the knife so I can do it myself. I
That's it.
don't trust any of you guys.
I was gonna say, it's like we need to make sure we are perfectly balanced.
Yeah.
We should all take the hit.
Perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
Thank you.
here's the thing that's literally his ideal.
I am chaotic neutral.
He's staying true to his values.
I will balance at any cost it is. So if it meant any of you dying, I wouldn't give a shit if it meant balance.
As long as we all died.
if we all died and sort of balance, and yeah, sure, fuck it.
Okay, so are you going to sacrifice in blood? Who is going to do? Or Paladin Nerd, would you like to take a wrong guess?
I say we just do however many.
Are you
Laughing or
It's
crying.
right.
Paladin
Fingers
Nerd? Can you not get it? Is my riddle too hard?
I will decapitate you, foul, disgusting imp.
Can I please place him 6 feet under before you do so?
Alright, who's sacrificing blood then?
So we said it was me and Nick, right? So
Yep,
Yeah.
I'm stepping forward.
yeah.
You each
so,
lose 5 HP,
yeah.
and you hear Bing! Since you idiots were too dumb to figure it out, the correct answer would have been to ask the person, what is the way to your village? If you did that, then the liar would lie, and instead of pointing you the way to their village, would point you to the way to the good village, and the truth teller would tell the truth and point you the way to the good village.
Oh,
Oh.
right. Wow.
Yeah, no, I had a feeling it was something like that.
Dan.
Now it's time for our final riddle. Let's hope this one isn't too difficult for you as well, or you might not be able to complete all 4 of my challenges.
Wait, go back to that old riddle. The liar could lie, or could lie, or could tell the truth.
The liar can only lie. I told you this.
And
Truth teller
if you
will
ask
only
him
tell the truth.
which way it is to his village,
I know
if
that
he was
bit.
the liar, he would point you to
good
the
place.
good village. But if he was also, but if he was,
Yeah. Sorry, no. I'm gonna stop trying to do it. Actually, moment. Sorry, Cat. Continue. Continue.
My final riddle is the following. You are in a room, treasure chest, labeled platinum, gold, silver, and bronze. Each chest contains only one of these things. and all of them are in one of the chests. Only one chest is labeled correctly. What is the minimum number of chests you must open to know which one is labeled correctly, assuming you are unlucky and don't just get it right the first time?
Can you write that one down, please?
Yeah.
This is why it's riddle number 4.
Watch the
3
wording.
out of the...
Okay, so
Wait, out of
Four chests.
curiosity, on the very beginning entrance, was there a way of figuring out which gems go where without
just the colour of the gem.
So it had no.
You were
There's no.
supposed to make yellow, so red and green makes yellow.
And that's the thing, I couldn't remember, like, it was yellow or prime.
I fully expected you to Google.
I wasn't going to Google, I'm not that cheap.
Does Google exist in this universe?
It does, but you take 10 points of psychic damage every time you
Metagame
use it.
Yeah.
Only if we tell you we've used it.
Right, 4 chests. Only one is labeled correctly.
I gotta love the sound of a mechanical keyboard.
Yeah, the nerd in the sky has a very loud keyboard.
Shut up. How many do you need to open to find out which one is labeled? All the other text was basically just to say, like, there isn't a mix of things in each chest.
Okay, so everything's in one chest.
Yep.
Excellent.
Each chest has one of these things in it.
4 chests.
And each of these things is in one chest.
How many do you open to find out which one's labeled correctly?
Surely 3, wouldn't it be? I'm not going to put my hand on it. I think it's 3, isn't it?
That seems
3.
too easy.
That's the obvious answer, because if you open 3 of them and you're unlucky, then
4
is that what you're
chests.
thinking?
Only one is labeled correctly.
Who's
Pretty
going to put
much,
their
yeah.
hand on the oar?
How many
No.
do you open to
That seems too
You
easy.
all seem to have come to the same.
It seems too thin.
Who's going to bet their health?
What does the bird person think?
What was the labels again? It's just platinum.
It doesn't really matter what
Bronze-
exactly the
bronze,
things
silver.
are, but it's platinum, gold, silver, and bronze. It could be elephants, avocados, Fart Hammock IDK, and imps.
Yeah. I want to be barreled in with them. Especially imps.
Please stop.
What?
And they all contain one thing.
Yes, so each of these chests has one of these things in it.
So why wouldn't it be right the first time?
I'm saying, assuming you are unlucky and you just don't open up one by random and it turns out to be the right one.
All the items.
Are they in a specific order at all?
Nope.
Specific order.
So
3 of them are labelled incorrectly. 1 of them is labelled correct.
I'm still saying 3, but I don't too simple.
4 chests, only one is labeled correctly.
There's a reason this is the last riddle.
Yeah. Must be more to it than that.
Logic seems to come to 3 still. That's my only problem. I can't seem to get it out of my head.
I don't think it would be 3. I think that'd be longer.
I think we might. Could we possibly be overthinking it?
I don't know.
You know what? I will take the hit damage. I'll do the idiot answer 3.
Oh dear.
Well, I'm coming with you.
I
I'm
want, I was going to say 2, but I don't want to.
going to come with you and say 3 if you want to say that. At least we can take the damage together.
Okay, you both both Jeremiah and Hyakin place their hands over the orb.
I've already
And
taken
they
my
say,
health down.
Free, and you hear
I'm closing my eyes and
wah,
brace it.
Yeah, I thought so.
and you hear this. Well, you feel this pull as your life force is drained from you, and you lose another 5 hit points each.
Yeah, I thought so.
Because
4 chests. One is labeled correctly.
must be the one that's labelled correctly if you've already opened.
How many chests do you need to open to find out which one is labeled correctly?
I'm keeping quiet now because I'm in pain and
I'm not used to feeling pain. The worst I know, paper cuts.
a lot of mental pain from being an outcast.
You hear the imp pipe up and go, "Ha ha! You got yet another question right. This one, you're really gonna struggle with the later challenges."
Now I'm crying in the corner. Thanks a lot.
I want to say 2, but that I don't know. You've only got kind of 4 possibilities, really.
Yeah, there is only 4 possible answers.
And I don't know why we're so hung up on.
There's only 4 possible answers. Go through all.
To be honest, if we all sat up there and went through every single possible answer, we would take less damage.
Yeah, we would have.
We should have just done that.
You would take the same damage as one incorrect answer if you just skipped it.
So there's no
So
gaming
still
the system
something.
there. Right. Are we massively overthinking this, do you think?
What are you thinking, Rob?
Ah,
What is that devious Fart Hammock IDK brain considering?
Is there anything I can
Wait,
possibly...
one sec.
Hang on.
I'm just thinking about this. So you open, say you go up, you look, and you open up the chest that says silver, for example, and it's not silver but the gold, right? Then all you need to do is open up the gold, and if that hasn't got the silver in it, right, then that surely will then be able to, from denominations, tell you which one is labeled correctly, because you can take that and put that back onto whichever one, because then you can take that away and know.
Oh, yeah, it is 2.
So it should be 2.
Yeah.
So yeah, because it will have what's in there.
I'll happily put my hand
So-
down for that.
I'll put my hand down for 2, because you should be able to work that out correctly. From that
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
Because
Who's putting
whatever's
their hand
in
on
the,
the orbs?
I'm putting my hand down.
I'll put my hand down for that.
I'll put my hand down.
All 3 of you place your hand on the orb.
Wait, how does it get divided up?
That's only
Don't
if we...
make me think about this, man. If you get it wrong,
We'll
you'll
get
find out.
4 loss.
So, all 3 in D&D, you always round down.
Okay, good.
All 3 of you in unison say the number 2, and you hear, "Bing!"
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
took
smart.
me a minute.
Congratulations.
Smart.
Technically, I was
Looks
right.
like the
I've won every
DeviantArt account isn't for
riddle.
nothing.
Wait, what was that you just said?
Well, I don't know what. I didn't say anything.
No. Say it again. I actually didn't hear you. Rob was shouting at the same time.
What? I was not saying anything.
I was shouting. I'll let Rob off.
I said congratulations, Ferrofin.com. It looks like that DeviantArt account is nothing.
You know what? I swear to God.
The stone archway reveals passage into the next room. Now, out of character, it is 10 o'clock. I'll tell you that the next room is a pretty quick one if you did want to go through it tonight, and that would bring us ready for the final challenge, which is a long one next session. Or we can just stop here.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's go.
Yep.
Yeah, if it's
Do
only
one
But
short-
I've got a maximum of half an hour, so
Oh, yeah, you should finish this in easily half an hour.
cool.
Okay. Are you okay with that, Nick and Sarah?
Yeah, that's fine. Carry on.
Right,
So
can
we'll
I...
do the next room and then we'll call it quits.
Yeah.
So before we go down this weird alleyway, can I roll perception? Being
Yep.
a rogue.
Are you going to check for traps?
Yes, I am.
Go right ahead. It's probably perception or investigation, which for you.
Can I roll both?
Yeah.
Cheers. Okay, it's not much better.
I'm again going to also.
They're both bad.
See, as a rogue, I should be able to.
Can I roll?
You're just the
thing?
worst rogue in the world.
I know.
As usual. Okay. So, this time, so proud that he, was one of the people who said the right answer on this difficult riddle. He just strides straight forward towards the last room, or the last room of the night, and there are.
Sorry, what?
Luckily, because you would not have seen them, you were not paying attention. And you all find yourself in the largest room so far. This huge cube room with an exit on the opposite side from you. In the center.
Can I just have a confirmation it is a cube?
Yes.
Thank you, not a cuboid.
I will end your entire existence. I have this power.
I'm an RP here, Logan. I need to know these things.
Do you need
This
to
map isn't to scale. Okay, so in the center of this room is a fountain, which seems to be spewing a green liquid and recirculating it like a fountain does. Surrounding this fountain are 6 pillars, each about 10 feet high, and in the corners of the room are raised platforms, statues of the goddess Istus on them. Once all of you step into, you hear the imp speak up again. Congratulations, and welcome to challenge number 3. I call this room
Shut up.
the acid trap. And with that, enormous glass blocks drop down from the ceiling, blocking both the entrance and the exits of the room. And I'll move you on to the map.
Ooh.
So there was pictures, there was sculptures of Istus, right?
Yes. So on
I shout, how often did you beat your meat?
Every day, loser. You only got one riddle right. Or my superior intellect shows who's really better. So on these 4 platforms are the Istus.
She wanted to fuck me.
Oh,
these.
What are these?
That's your exit. That's where you entered.
Oh, it's the other.
This is
wrong way around.
This is the glass blocks. Blocking you both off. And I will put down your tokens to show where you are. And God, I'm
Did
so
we
excited
enter over here?
You entered here. Shut up.
Okay, I won't look into your continuity area, but it's all right.
Is that us, by the way? For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
No, those are the 6 pillars. That is you, Rob.
Oh,
Here
wicked. What the
is
fuck is that?
Hiarkin.
Right.
How do I
What
zoom
do you
in
think?
this? There we go.
This is like the least human. Find. Here's Rasulian, the burb.
Yay.
It's a little bird.
Sir Jeremiah of Elkswood.
It's a penis.
Huh?
Yeah.
And we will have Taito, the panther,
Yeah.
with you, of course, next to Risu. And last but absolutely not least, I've been waiting so patiently to unveil this majesty to you. Just
Oh, brilliant. Oh, brilliant.
So yeah, there aren't any cat traits, so that's
Close enough.
Wait, there's 6 of us now?
Risu has a pet.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh.
So yeah. And with this, the fountain begins to overflow, and you hear a bubbling as the fountain begins to hiss and burn at the stone as it lands on it. This room is called Acid Trap. So, to restate what is around you, the entrance and the exit are both blocked. The room is beginning to slowly fill up with acid. It hasn't spread yet. Atop each of these numbered pillars is a fragile wooden box, and each of these pillars is about 10 feet high. And atop these raised platforms are statues of the goddess Istus, who you said banged an imp, and she was very upset with you.
Can I move on to one of the onto my hand's not working onto here?
Yep.
So you said that the acid is already overflowing.
The acid is beginning to overflow. It's not spread at all yet. There's just like drips of it landing on the ground now.
How tall are these podium things?
They are probably raised about 2 feet in the air. In fact, I'm going to have all of you roll initiative.
Okay.
So, if you go to your core stats page, it will. You'll have an initiative number written there. So you roll a d20 plus that number.
I've got 0.
Where?
Oh my god, Matt! It's the same as your dexterity.
13.
13.
Okay. I need to write down people's initiative.
Whoa, you've got a plus. Oh, mad.
I got a what?
Plus 5.
So,
Yes,
yeah,
I've got a
Alex,
20
once
dex.
again, the god of good rolls.
I got 20 dex.
Yolna goes first with 13.
Why does yours come up different?
Mine's 17.
What?
That's because you made an intelligence saving. So, there is a little box that says initiative.
On core stats.
Oh, yeah, I can see it.
I'm sorry. My app.
It's fine. Like, this is your first session ever. I don't.
Right, what does this mean? It says, can you see the orange bit there? You attempted to roll, but looking for the value of a selected token, tokens are selected.
Logan, how come I
you
have 0
clicked on a
initiative,
token?
by the way?
Yeah, that's because you have no dexterity. It's based off your dex.
Cool.
Just to say, the way this thing works out the maths is it's just your dexterity model. So for you, it's a +4, Sarah.
+4.
Yeah. I'm just gonna.
Did it do it?
So, Rob is.
Rob,
Logan.
you rolled
Okay.
a 12 with you rolled a 12, right?
Yeah.
Logan,
Why did you
by the
only
way,
put a +1? You're meant to have a +3.
Wait, what?
You have a +3 to your in.
Yeah, you do. Sake.
So Rob, you rolled a.
Logan,
Am I looking
Can
at
this
the wrong
guy-
number?
Yeah, are we doing something wrong?
What? Am I doing something wrong?
Okay, so you see where it says hit points?
Do you...
Right underneath that is initiative. In a green box.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
There we go.
That's your total.
Roll a
bonus.
d20 and add that number.
Okay, cool.
Sake, Rob.
So,
You got a 15.
So I just have to add 1.
So Rob got 15, did he?
Yes,
Okay.
we're not counting that second roll he's just done.
Would
Okay. Yeah.
you add?
Wait, what's INT on core stats?
Intelligence.
Ah, knob. Okay.
Oh, wow, Nick.
Yeah, but how do you add to it? +1.
Oh, you got an 18. There you go. That'll do.
No, yours is +4, but even so. Wait.
It's still high.
can this imp guy wear a Bazinga Big Bang Theory shirt, please? T-shirt.
Please
which
do
doesn't
I-
fit.
No, he actually wears the Ahego hoodie. One of just anime girls making O faces.
Wait. Oh, there you go.
He's super neck-beard.
Oh, wow.
Please. He's actually sending letters to online 4chan. Well, what is 4chan of this universe?
Dragon-chan.
Jack.
Kawaii
That's-
Dragon-chan.
I'm not going to lie, but that just sounds like a furry porn site.
Oh, I did it.
All right, next. Oh, wow.
Okay.
Wait.
Oh.
All right.
Oh my god.
And you
24.
got a 20. Oh my god.
The best I can get.
So is it 24? Cool.
Yeah, go for the bottom one.
Next up is Fart Hammock, who got 15. Then is Yolna, who got 30. Then is, I'm guessing, Hin. We're just going to go with your first roll, which was 17. You're next with whatever is Hyakin.
Okay.
with whatever. Then we have last Matt as Jeremiah, who had 5. He is a muscle boy.
He had 5 twice by the looks of it.
Yeah, he did.
Ouch.
I didn't mean to press twice, and luckily enough, I got the same answer twice.
I would only have taken the first roll.
Yeah.
Okay, so first to act is Rasul. What would you like to do?
Brazilian. That's you.
So is it pillars that we choose?
Do whatever you want. It's up to you.
Oh, I wish someone else went first.
So you control both yourself and Taito in your turn.
Well, I can fly, but I'd rather Taito jump onto a pillar to be safe.
So each of these, Taito could probably actually just climb up onto the. Taito has a climb speed onto a pillar. Each of these glass blocks is, double check my notes, but I think 30 feet high? 10 feet high.
10 feet high.
No square. So opposite side. All stone. This one's placing. 10 side glass blocks fall into place. Yeah, I'm going to say they're 10 feet high.
Okay. I'll get Taito to jump onto pillar.
Yeah. So with Taito's climbing speed, because, intricate stone pillars, he's just able to get his claws into spots and just climb up on top of whichever pillar you choose.
Yeah.
Which one do you want?
Pillar 4.
Pillar number 4. Taito's on top of it. And there is a box on the pillar as well. Each of these pillars has like a fragile box. Taito is eyeing the box in that way that cats do when they want to knock something off a ledge. And if you don't stop him, he's definitely going to knock whatever's in the pillar.
Is there consequences to that?
Find out.
You just tell him, knock it over or...
Tell him to climb on top of it?
Okay.
A bit higher?
Since you didn't tell him to not...
Oh dear.
And
Oh no.
Oh.
He's got a mind of his
the
own.
box shatters onto the ground, and
Oh dear.
there seems to be a silver short sword that was inside the box.
Well, everyone else knows that there's weapons in there.
Can I take it as I'm closest?
One sec, hold up. Is there like any way, like a slot of short be like placed in the like one of the
On your turn, you could make a check.
God damn it.
So,
Right.
is that what are you doing yourself on your turn, Sarah?
Me? Would I be able to... No, I'll just hover and survey the area.
Okay, cool. How hot are you just going to like fly up into the air because you're a bird and this pitiful acid trap doesn't threaten you?
Yeah, I'll just be...
Like you could just fly to the exit whenever. It's not blocked from above.
What? Just do that?
Like, yeah, you can just fly to the exit. The others are all.
Leave.
If
I
you
was
want
gonna
to
say,
leave
leave the rest of
everyone
us there.
Cool. There you are.
Can I take Taito with me? Because I don't want him melting.
You have you are the weediest, least strong person in the
You're able to pick him up.
No,
so you could not pick him up.
Oh, I don't want him to die. If you kill my cat, I'm
It's
coming.
on top of a 10-foot
Look,
pole.
you're the one leaving him behind in
I
acid.
didn't mean to. Anyway, another person's turn, I suppose. I'm safe.
Okay, so next up is Fart Hammock IDK.
Right.
Yeah,
Rob, what are you going to do?
So,
Safe.
do I have enough strength and capacity in my physical core to be able to climb one of these myself?
It'd be an athletics check to climb.
Right. Well, I'm going to
They're
pick
only
up...
like 10 feet tall, and they're made to be not super to climb.
Right. Oh, I'm going to pick up that shiny sword on the floor. It's mine now.
Okay. You can add that to your weapons, a silver short sword.
A silver short sword. I'm going to roll. Page 2. Silver short sword.
So the cool thing about silver weapons is monsters which have weapons don't have resistance to silver.
You can say again, you lagged out a little bit.
Sorry. The useful thing about silver weapons is that monsters that don't have resistance to magical weapons, monsters that have resistance to like non-magical weapons don't have resistance to silver weapons.
Right.
So if you don't have a magic sword, the next best thing is silver sword.
Okay. Magic. Okay, cool. And yeah, so I've rolled 8 on my athletics.
You scramble at the side of in.
Shit.
The acid still hasn't spread out yet, but still in the first round. But,
Right, and I also say,
bit of
Mr.
sample.
Dungeon Master.
which one are you trying to? Hang on. Which one are you trying to climb?
For some reason, 2.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
so,
like within 30 feet of you. So you.
oh yeah. I got that tool that shows. I say, Mr. Dungeon Master, what must we do to free ourselves from this predicament?
Losers, you're gonna have to find a way to escape this room before you all burn to death in the acid.
Right, so these stone pillars then.
Yes.
If I guess they're too strong for us to charge out and knock down, right?
You have just used your action for the.
Yeah, it's out of curiosity. So the hands on each of the not the pillars, these fellas here.
The statues.
The statues, yeah.
Sisters.
I presume it has Ista has hands.
Yeah, she has hands.
Cool. Are they play out in like a cup sort of shape?
She's T-posing.
Brilliant. Okay, so I can't imagine there's going to be much use. Okay, actually, can I investigate for traps?
Make a perception check.
Wicked. Perception, you say, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. 26 with a nat 20.
Yeah, in case you didn't notice, the room.
Wait, no, sorry. Shit, sorry.
It's
That's
all-
persuasion.
the whole
That's
thing is a
persuasion.
trap.
No, that's bad. Shit. Fuck. Oh, we didn't hear any of that. I'm sorry, guys. 1. I got 1.
Well,
Nothing.
the answer is still exactly the same.
Oh, really?
In case you didn't notice, the room is filling with acid. The whole room is a trap.
Okay. Fuck, I thought I'd mangled up your plans. Okay. And I guess I don't see any means of disengaging.
There is no magical escape lever, no.
Okay.
It's not that you would see with a 1 in perception.
Yes, exactly. Damn. So it's not overflowing yet, right?
It's like just starting to drip onto the.
It's starting to drip. Okay.
It's not like expanded at all.
Inventory. Do I have anything useful here? Actually, how many gems have we got?
You've got
4.
Well, 4 in total across the party.
Yeah.
We'll split between you.
And of course, these statues are in a T-pose, so it's unlikely that giving the gems.
Are they actually in a T-pose?
They are in a T-pose. That's canon now.
It is canon.
Are they able to grip?
They're T-posing like Jesus.
Are they made of stone?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, they're like marble statues.
Are they
Yeah.
able to grip the short sword?
Or their
for
hands in
example?
palms, basically.
The hands
are
are
they-
just like spread open.
Okay. Do I have anything I can throw? Because I want to throw something at those fragile boxes on top of the pillars. I have. I have 1,000 bullets. Actually, no. I'm going to leave those for now.
I love what you did. Just fly over the box.
But Taito's in danger. You saved my cat.
Bloody hell, notepad. This is useless.
Say if you haven't got anything, we'll move on to the next next person.
Can I throw? I got a hammer. A hammer in my burglar's pack. I'm gonna lob my hammer at one of
Just
those.
make a strength check.
Okay.
You're not proficient in hammer.
Where's strength? There it is. Is it D20 plus my modifier? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
D20 plus your strength mod. Which I'm going to assume is pretty goddamn low.
It's pretty goddamn low. It's 13. Here we go.
These boxes are very.
You broke.
Right, which box are you throwing at?
Oh shit! Since I'm so close to number 2, am I in relative reach of 6?
I'd say you can hit either 6 or 2.
Okay, yeah, I was just thinking because if I'm right at the bottom of 2 like that, it would be quite difficult to hit the box. But I will continue to go for 2 because it will probably give me an advantage.
Well, in number 2, and the box shatters, and this is at the top of the pillar, you see some rope peeking out of the now broken box.
Great. Fantastic.
You don't know how much rope, like, because you're at the bottom of the pillar.
Yeah, I really wish I had my Dungeoneer's backpack still. But never mind. It's cool. And I guess that's my turnover, is it?
Yep.
Cool.
So, next up is Yolya.
Okay. Oh, shit. I climb up this pillar number 5 that I'm stood next to anyway.
Okay. I'm going to say because of your character being a monk and being a cat, you probably don't need to make a check to climb it.
Cool.
Like, I think you already have a climbing speed, don't you?
I do.
Yeah.
Somewhere in my class, somewhere it says, not my class, somewhere anyway, it says I do.
I think it's probably on your core stats, probably next to movement.
Adept climber, you have a climbing speed of 30 feet, yeah.
There we go, cool. So yeah, you're just able to climb on top of
and again, I break open the box on the top of the pillar.
Okay. What's in box number 5? There is a rusty iron hook in box number 5.
A rusty iron hook.
Yep.
Okay.
So far you found a short sword.
Right. This is going very...
is there anything else you want to do with your turn?
Is there anything else I can do with my turn?
It's up to you, man. What do you want to do?
Well, I can't. Can I jump, try and get over to number 1 and break that one open?
You can try.
Well, I said jump.
Check just to jump the distance.
How far is that distance?
That is probably about 15 feet from just a standing no rope. That's not going to be easy even for a cat.
Really, for a 6-foot cat, leaping 15 feet isn't going to be...
On 2 legs? It's going to be easier for you than it is for other people.
And so what? Would that be acrobatics then?
Athletics.
Are you sure?
This is the pure power of your jump. This is
Right, okay. Well, please roll good. Oh, I think I rolled good. 22.
Yep. You leap another 6 feet in the air and land perfectly on this thing. And the box smashes underneath you as you land.
And what's in the box?
It's another rope. And since you're on top of the pedestal with it, you can see how much rope it is. It is 15 feet of rope.
I'd say chuck it down to one of your two fellows at the bottom by 5.
Yeah, I throw it towards Matt's character, whatever his goddamn name is.
Jeremiah. I'd say that's about all you do on your turn. So, Hyakin, it is now...
Right, okay. So first go over to where Taito is up on that ledge and see if I can call him down to bring him closer to the exit. Because I heard that the bird doesn't want him stuck up there.
Taito doesn't really listen to your... Actually,
that is a problem.
And ask. You're a stranger to him, so...
I've tempted.
So it's an animal handling check to see how you can say, hey, go, jump up there instead. Don't want you tell him to go to number 6, I'm guessing.
No, you haven't
Yeah,
done
but
it.
it says I'm not proficient in handling, so
Well, you just roll and add what it is. Being proficient makes you better at it, but it's not like you can't make it without proficiency.
okay. I'll roll a check then and see if he listens to me.
A total of 20.
I got a
Yeah.
20. That's not bad.
Wow.
I think I just made a friend.
Yeah, there's just something instinctual about you. The fact that you seem to be an outcast as well. Taito
right.
trusts you.
sense.
And it, happily obliges and goes over towards pillar number 6. And if no one stops it, it will also box off the pillar.
Brilliant.
Yep, excellent.
And in it, you see, in the smashed remains at the bottom of the pillar, about here, you see a small step ladder about 1 foot high.
Well done, Taito.
So at the moment, a short sword, a rusty hook, 2 pieces of rope, 1 15 feet in length, one we don't know how long it is because a step ladder that's 1 foot high.
Yep.
1 foot high. That's not going to do much, is it?
It's just a step ladder.
Sure, it sounds like
Oh dear.
It's like a little painter's thing as well. It's not even a step ladder.
What on
Okay.
earth is this fucking...
This is a very strange room. I'm going to go over and pick up the step ladder next to pillar number 6.
So
If I
you've
can...
moved what? You've moved about 15 feet. You can probably move to about here.
Okay, as long as that's not too close
What's
to
remaining of your
Six.
movement?
That's not too close to the acid coming out of there, is it?
It's not overflowed just yet, but it will do soon.
Okay, I'll stop there then. That's as far as I can.
Okay, well, the last person to take their turn is Sir Jeremiah of Elkswood.
I don't know what to do.
There is rope at your feet that Yolya.
I'm going to be honest. I've been in and out of this because someone has been sending weird messages.
Dick
The
pics.
only pillar that hasn't had blocks broken is this one.
Right, I'm going to
These
strength
4
check.
have statues of Istas.
Let's destroy it.
Okay, how?
Broadsword it.
You're here. That's 10 feet in the air over here.
Yeah, and
Okay, cool. Just make a swing for it. Go for it, Matt.
let's go. Let's go.
Roll
If
an
you
attack,
look at-
make an attack roll with your
What do I
broadsword.
need to roll first?
It's in your weapons tab. There should be your greatsword. Just make an attack roll with that.
Okay, give me a sec. Character sheet, weapons, attack.
Even if you hadn't rolled a 9 to attack, there is no way you're going to hit someone almost 50 feet away from you
God damn
with
it!
a sword.
This game is rigged. This game is actually rigged,
Your
Logan.
sword pings off the pillar next to you.
Wait, do you say that
I
as your
realise
character,
how
or
tremendously stupid you are?
are you saying that as your character, or as yourself?
Don't ask me that question.
Please, please say it as your character.
God damn it! This game's rigged.
Brilliant.
That's what that was.
I knew it. Told you it's a game.
Sure, I can do a Dutch
We're being
impression
controlled.
instead.
I'm telling you.
Arthur, we need one more score, Arthur.
Arthur, we're going to burn to death in acid.
One more train. I don't know what to do. Honestly, genuinely, I've been so in and out of this. Genuinely, what to do. All I've
Just
heard
gotta
is
figure
pillars
out.
breaking, and that's pretty much it.
So basically, the entrance and exit to this room are blocked by glass pillars about 10 feet high.
Yeah.
Each of these pillars here is 10 feet high, but they're each fairly easy to scale.
Okay.
And there are fragile boxes on top of each one that seem to contain weird, mostly useless items.
Okay. Right. Can I
Seemingly useless.
travel to the last one? If I can, travel to the last one.
I'd say you can get to about here. What movement you have, because you only have 30 feet. If
Yeah,
you'd like
cool.
to use your act dash and try and climb up on top of it.
Yeah, I'll try that.
Okay, make an athletics check to try and climb up.
Okay,
Or
that
acrobatics,
is
what was
a.
it?
God, this character sheet takes a while to load up. That's in core stats. No, it won't be in core stats. It'll be
It's in skills.
Yeah. Right, so it's a D20 plus 0.
Really? For athletics?
Yeah, I've got nothing in athletics. No,
But you
athletics.
have like a decent strength modifier, you sure?
Yeah. I just check. Anyway, I'm probably wrong.
You have +6.
Uh,
The
What?
green box is what you're looking at, mate.
in
Yeah.
skills?
How does that bonus work out? How do you get bonus?
That's a
can't see
magic
any-
thing. That's like
Oh.
if...
I was looking at acrobatics.
Okay.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm very sorry. God damn it! That didn't have my
So 6
+6.
plus 6, though, is...
12.
Which I'm going to say is probably enough to climb up.
Stop taking pity on me, god damn it.
And you can smash the box if you want.
Hell yeah, I'm
Be
smashing the box.
fragile. Last box is box number 3, was it? And it contains a short bow with 3 arrows.
Okay. I guess I just picked them up then.
Okay? And I'd say that's probably it for your...
Yeah, that is.
Now, at the top of the next round, the acid begins to spread.
So, right, so us two are down at the bottom here.
And now the acid fills up this area.
Oh dear.
Tickling my toes.
So I'd suggest that Birdwoman would get on to like one of the 3 remaining pedestals.
Hold up, I didn't actually pay attention at the
Can we tie the rope
in
together?
chest. Sorry, what was in the last one?
There was a short bow and 3 arrows.
A short bow and an arrow. What the fuck?
3 arrow, yeah.
You may be overthinking this. You just have to get on.
Well, surely do the pillars actually? Can we end it like about now? Because
It is past, yeah.
yeah,
Good place to stop anyway.
yeah. Now that it's got a little bit more tense.
I'm about to
Okay.
drown in acid. That's not a good place to stop.
Yeah, I love acid.
Yeah, me.
I am conscious of the fact that it is Sunday. We work tomorrow. So
Okay.
if you do want to end here, then
If that's okay,
Okay.
yeah.
When are we
So-
thinking of playing next? Do you know?
that was what I was about to talk about. So
Okay.
what we originally said was sort of, every other week. So is everyone okay with not next Sunday, but the Sunday after?
Sure.
the
So
same time?
that'd be
Yeah.
Sunday the
that's great.
17th.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Is everyone fine with Sunday the 17th?
Should be, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And do we want to start at 7 again, or do we...
Seven's
Can
fine.
do earlier. I'm fine for earlier if need be.
Okay, because I'd prefer to start at 6.
Yeah.
If people are busy.
I
Yeah, 6 is okay.
yeah,
I'll
okay,
check what
sure.
time. I've got a shift that Sunday, so I'll check what time I finish because obviously.
All right, Matt, go find out what your shift is. Put it in chat. Say whether we're
Yeah,
starting.
cool.
Like I prefer
6.
7, but I don't mind either way.
Okay.
Useful.
Yeah, that was our first session of campaign 2, guys.
Congrats, you're well done.
Woo!
So
Woo!
far, you
Humiliated
have made
as
fun of a god.
Yeah.
Got poisoned. Got high off
Got
it.
poisoned. Succeeded at some riddles.
One riddle.
Succeeded slightly less at some riddles. No, you succeeded at 3 out of the... There was only one who actually skipped.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, but it's like wasn't like a win.
There was a
first
couple
time.
that took you more than one attempt, but such is life.
Yeah,
And now we're in a room where
Which is filling with acid.
we're
Yeah.
gonna get acid.
we've got to
Woo!
work out how the hell we get through.
Well, we got 2 weeks to think about it.
Oh yeah.
We're fine.
One sec, how thick are the glass blocks? Is it like,
They are like 5 feet thick.
oh, so we can't just punch through them?
I would love to see you try.
I mean, I'm pretty strong. But I am
Not that strong.
no. See, Torn was here. I would just freeze that acid.
Yeah, well, if I had my Dungeoneer's backpack, then I'll be off to the races up on top of that pillar. But can't go glancing back to last series. Can we do like last series next week?
If
Finish it off.
Matt and Alex are both free as well.
Of our old playthrough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finish it off.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's do it.
Yeah.
Next Sunday.
I should be free for that.
Awesome. I'll put that in.
Okay.
Dungeons and Dragons every weekend. Unlike giving you guys a
Every
treat.
weekend.
Yeah. 6 or 7 next week.
I'd prefer 6, but
Sure.
Yeah, I can
if
do
you need
6.
6 is fine.
Sure.
Robbie, you okay with 6?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Alright, we'll start at 6 next.
Awesome. Right, I'm
Right.
gonna disappear off now.
Nick and Sarah. I know you don't have characters in the previous campaign, but if you'd like to come, chat and hang out, you're welcome to.
And you get to see more of a serious character.
The one that
Matt's-
isn't a furry and is.
No, he's not a
I'm
furry.
onto you.
He's a
Basically,
scaly.
He's a
swap
fairy.
roles this time. I'm more
You're
the
a fairy.
serious player this time. Wow, serious character. And Alex is now a weird fucking furry.
Was it too boring being serious?
Hey, I was scaly in the
Just
last one. Come on.
Fancy the change.
I just
Okay.
Right, see you guys later.
All right. See you later.
See
Bye,
ya.
Bye.
guys. Bye.
Yeah.